You know what's fun? Going to a strip club with your lady. I promise you, ask your lady to go to strip club, she'll go.
I promise she
No
wouldn't.
I promise you, dog.
I promise she wouldn't.
Listen, bro. Going to a strip club with your lady is one of the dopest experiences you can possibly have. It's so fun. It's so fun.
Argument on the way home if I've ever seen a setup.
No, bro, I'm telling you, bro. Okay,
It's like,
you're
if you
trying to
guys
set
are-
up Big T. Okay, we'll start the podcast here because Arian's about to join the chat, and I'll get all the dog talk out before he gets in here. But Leroy's getting a lot of crap online today, and he broke some news regarding Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown possibly doing some sort of sign and trade or an extension and trade being dealt from the Celtics, and people are mad. Namely, Hank Lockwood, who's just going through denial, refuses to believe that it's true. I want to make one thing very clear when it comes to Leroy. Leroy does zero verification regarding his scoops that he gets. He goes on vibes. So he gets a tip, and if he thinks that he likes a tip, he publishes. I can't be held responsible for how accurate his scoops are, but I will say that lifetime Leroy's batting about 60 to 65% in terms of getting scoops right, which is pretty good. That's not bad. That's better than a lot of NFL or NBA reporters out there. It's not perfect. He doesn't try to be perfect. He's a dog, and he's dead. But I think it's pretty good, all things considered. So he reported Jaylen Brown will be extended and traded or sign and trade, and people are very angry at him, very angry indeed at Leroy. But just for your own consideration, just know that Leroy's not perfect, and if he gets it wrong, he gets it wrong. That's the beauty of Leroy. It's not the scoops that he gets right wouldn't be nearly as joyful if he didn't get a good percentage of them wrong too.
Does Leroy have a team in mind, potentially?
Leroy does not have a team in mind. You can use
Got
your
it.
imagination. What's up, Arian?
Hey guys, sorry, man. Sorry, sincerest apologies.
All good.
Billy was 3 minutes early.
Yeah, it sounds like never mind.
So the balance of life. Somebody had to do it. I had to be the one. Oh, you
How you
started
doing,
already,
man?
or no?
Yeah, we just got started. We had some stuff to talk about
Oh shit!
dogs, and I wanted to do some dog conversation before you hopped on.
I have plenty to add to that conversation.
You crushing a PD light right now?
I am hitting the Pedialyte, man. It's good for hydration. The
That's
grape
smart.
ones is best.
That's smart. Just be
Revitalite?
careful. Don't. Oh yeah, Revitalite. Don't drink too much of it.
Why?
It's got a lot of sodium.
No. What happens if I drink too much sodium? Do I die?
High blood
Some of
pressure.
us who drank a lot of Pedia / Revitalite like constantly for a 6-month period developed 13 kidney stones.
Okay, it's good to know.
Not sure if that's exactly what caused it. Probably not. I was definitely drinking way more than I should have been drinking, in addition to eating a high sodium diet laden with soups. So my daily sodium intake was probably in the 200 to 300% category. So just want to be careful about sodium.
No, thank you. I appreciate the heads up, brother.
No
Are
problem.
you any less likely to crush a soup now?
No, I have not curtailed my soup
That's good.
intake.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it hasn't. In fact, yesterday we're across the street from a gumbo place, and some of you will be like, "Oh, gumbo's not soup." Blah, 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 blah. It's close enough, whatever. So we went over to a gumbo place, and I got gumbo and crawfish etouffee. I got a bowl of each for my lunch. So no, I'm all about the soups, stews, thick sauces. You can't get me off it. I'm in for life.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good day. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. Big T's in studio with the M&Ms, and Billy is also in Nashville in a separate hotel room. I swear, Billy and I don't share a hotel room on the road together. And then we have Arian from Houston. Billy went out last night with a bunch of NFL tight ends. I put myself to bed early, but Billy looked like he was just at summer camp last night. So he went out and partied with the fellas a little bit. I have no idea how it ended up. Billy, you're still alive, which is good to see.
Yeah, Travis Kelce didn't kill me while there was no cameras watching, so that's a huge plus.
As a bonus. And
Well, y'all got beef.
you'll have to wait to see in the interview with Travis. Billy does confront Travis Kelce regarding some of his takes. So he said it face to face kind of to him. I'm excited for you guys to see that. But Arian, Billy was scared yesterday, very scared meeting Travis Kelce. Because you remember on this show a couple weeks ago, he was basically like Travis Kelce's a bitch. He runs like a bitch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So he had to confront him about that. It's just very funny watching Billy have to like come face to face with his own opinions sometimes, where the opinions become real. You did a good job though, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, Travis Kelce is just I was like looking into the numbers going into it. He's sick. It's like undeniable how just like his offensive numbers, his route running.
Sounds like you're walking back a take.
I had to do.
I'm not, but like they maxed out his route running ability, like yards after the catch, and like they had to take out some other stuff. And man, you know what I'm saying?
I had a dude he kept tweeting me about your Gronk takes. Cause like I was critiquing Gronk and like I guess it sounded like I was hating on him, I guess. I don't know. And this dude started sending me film and shit. He started sending me film like can send me one time when Kelce did this. I'm like, bro, I'm not arguing football with you guy on the internet. Shut up.
You should. That's the best. That's the best person to argue football with.
So where are we thinking this sub is?
In the ocean?
They've been dead for several
They're
days.
crumpled up like a soda can down there.
What if they've gone into the hollow earth? They found the gateway to Atlantis, basically.
No, that didn't happen. You know what my take is? Like my family was just talking about it this morning. And my nephew had a graduation party at my house last night. That's why I'm looking like this. But we were talking about the sub, and like, have y'all seen the takes where it's like, you guys shouldn't be making fun of this and yeah? Have y'all seen that? There's like a lot of backlash for the jokes, and that's wild to me that people do that on the internet nowadays. Like, there's nothing off limits. Like, and also here's another thing: how long do you have before you can joke about something that has happened? Like, what's the time period?
This couple minutes.
Minutes?
9/11, I would give it a few years.
Okay.
I mean, it's all subjective.
I mean, there was an Abraham Lincoln joke. I forgot who said it, but it was kind of too soon.
But this was a 100% avoidable tragedy.
Yeah, no,
tragic nonetheless, but 100% avoidable.
There's this comic, Anthony
Jeselnik.
There you go.
He's the best.
He's fucking hilarious.
Shark Party.
He has that bit where he's talking about anytime there's like a school shooting or a tragedy, he has a joke about it like that day. And like he talks about why. And he's like, it's because nobody that's there is going to be on Twitter that day.
Anybody that has not watched Anthony Jeselnik's bit about he calls it Shark Party, it's hysterical, and you should go watch it at the conclusion of this show.
I'm gonna write that down.
I believe it's in the special Thoughts and Prayers. It's in that same one you're talking about, Arian.
Yeah, Thoughts and Prayers. Yeah.
It's in the same one.
Yeah, he's goated for sure.
He did a podcast. So his buddy is like a reporter for NFL Network or something, or NFL.com, and they did a podcast about football on like the NFL's podcast network or whatever. And I think after one season, they were like, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah, that dude, he'd be saying anything.
So what have we come to the conclusion on the last sub? I heard Billy talking about it. My hotel internet just dropped out, so I jumped back in, but I missed Billy's takes.
Well, we're just talking about how a lot of people are saying you can't joke about this. but like the whole discourse on that thing about like some people are saying because they're billionaires and they paid $250,000 to get onto like a jinky MacGyvered submarine, it's kind of like they're allowed to laugh, and others like, oh, like can't touch that. But
Yeah, well, I think the funniest part of the whole situation is that now the drama surrounding the stepson and whether or not he should have gone to a Blink-182 concert.
So I need
went
to
to a- hold
verify.
Yeah.
Fill me in on that. What?
The stepson of the British billionaire went to a Blink-182 concert, I guess just a couple nights ago. It was like dancing around and shit and having a good time. And then people got mad at him for going to a Blink-182 concert while his stepdad was lost below the ocean trying to find the Titanic.
bro, he just got a bag. He's celebrating, and it's not even his real dad.
Yeah, you know, I
Yeah.
didn't think about that, but he said that his relatives would want him to be out having a good time, celebrating and going to a Blink-182 concert instead of sitting around the house. I think he said, like, what am I supposed to do? Just sit around the house and feel sad for a while? That's kind of what you do when somebody dies. Yeah, you like mourn. We all mourn in different ways, though.
Yeah, I can't judge how people grieve, man. If
Yeah.
he grieves with Blink-182, that's his business.
He should be getting into a submarine, going after the last submarine. That's what he should be doing.
Or at least like just in a room listening to Adam's song. That's a sad one. Or Man Overboard, I guess. Probably too soon for that one.
So I don't know if this is this guy's actual account. It's a guy named Brian with a picture that appears to be the same one that was circulating of the guy who went to the stepson. And he has tweets from the Blink-182 concert. But then he also, if y'all could do me a favor and go to @AudioGuy182 on Twitter.
I think I saw this.
And check his most recent tweet because
Oh my god.
I cannot verify that this is the actual guy.
Audio guy.
182.
He's an audio engineer. This is the stepson, and
No.
this
Oh, yeah, I
the
saw
tweet
that.
immediately below. Please keep my family in your prayers.
Greer,
Right.
Greer tweeted about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this the guy?
I
that
doubt
was
it.
the photo
I don't
saw,
think
but-
so.
Wait, no,
It has
he's sending
631 tweets, and it says it was joined
February.
February.
Yeah, it's not like it was the other day.
my stepdad.
But you can join.
Hamish
You
Harding.
can join in February and then just change your profile.
Right.
Right.
This guy's posting pictures that, unless he has access to whoever's this really is, and he's horned up on the timeline.
He's
But he has a
very
lot of
horny.
selfies.
But there's also old photos, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of selfies of him before the submarine incident where the guy's saying, hey, he's going to a lot of concerts, and then at one point he's like, hey, my stepdad's on the submarine.
Yeah, I don't think this is him.
But June 19th is when he's first started posting about the submarine, but he has pictures, selfies from before June 19th, June 13th, etc., which was before like the submarine would have happened, right?
This guy also probably. My theory is that he saw the stepson tweets and the stepson discourse. He was like, "I'll just pretend to be him online, like as a joke, and I'll also sprinkle in some horny posts."
Well,
So
is this supposed to be the billionaire stepson?
Yeah, but apparently the billionaire stepson did actually go to a Blink-182 concert.
Yes,
so
that's
now we're
true,
all.
I think.
It's amazing in America how quickly we shift from discussing the thing to discussing the thing about the thing. And then that becomes what we're all focused on. You know, like we have such a short attention span. Anytime anything newsworthy happens in this country, we get a good, 4 hours, 5 hours of thinking about that thing. And then we start getting to the thing behind the thing. And then we just lose all focus about what the actual conversation should be. And we move on.
Well, this is what the actual conversation should be. The sub was close to 12,000 feet underneath the water, and that is 8,000 more feet than the lowest sperm whale has been found.
Whoa.
So just something to think about.
It's like that ocean graphic that we like to look at from time to time that blows our minds.
That's good
Yeah.
stuff.
It is good stuff. Everyone
Yeah.
take 2 minutes to go look at that right now if you're listening to this, and it'll just get your mind blown. Just type in like ocean depth scrolling chart, and then just have yourself a time on that one.
And then think about this. Look at that chart, and then think about a bowling ball in that the ocean, if Earth was a bowling ball, the ocean wouldn't even be as deep as this, like a very small drop of water on that bowling ball. It would be like thinner than that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a big time whoa.
And then you'll be like, oh my God, there definitely could be pockets in the earth that could house intelligent life.
So we don't know whether or not the sub actually made it down that deep, right? Because they lost track of it after like an hour and a half, which I don't, by the way, that's my chair squeaking. That's not me farting. I know I made a move and you heard a noise.
These chairs are squeaky.
They are squeaky, for the record. Billy, squeak it. See? Not a fart. Anyways, what were we talking? Oh, yeah. The sub got lost after like an hour and a half after it went below the surface. So we don't know if it made it down all the way. They might have imploded. I also read that the sub was not rated to go as deep as it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
Was this the first time they'd taken it down there?
I think maybe the second or the third. There was a Simpsons writer that went down on it.
Oh, that's wild.
It seems slightly a little too convenient to me that there's this little tiny submarine with all these ultra wealthy people on it. They called, I'm assuming they had to reach out to CBS for CBS to do that special that they did on it 6 months ago. I don't know if that was on Sunday morning or what show it was on.
Yeah.
And the reporter gets on the boat. He's like, this seems kind of like sketchy. The guy's like, no, it's all good. It's controlled by this Xbox controller and bought this stuff from Camping World. Quigs, who works here, has been on this show once or twice, did assure me that that's not out of the ordinary, though, the Xbox controller, that's perfectly fine to control it, which I'll take his word for it. He's an engineer. But like, yeah, and the reporter was like, this doesn't seem like very safe. So they have that goes on TV. People know it's unsafe. I'm saying if you were a conspiracy theorist, this is what you might say.
Mm-hmm.
And then all these ultra wealthy people still get on it, and lo and behold, can't find it. And now they are somewhere.
Great way to disappear.
Yeah.
I'm saying you might think that if you were inclined to think such things. I don't. I think they got fucking incinerated, but...
Well, there was a report that came out last
tapping.
night that they heard banging coming from beneath the ocean somewhere.
Yeah, in 30-minute increments. But can't that, in 30-minute increments, like, couldn't that be kind of anything? I don't really know, but couldn't that just be like a whale having sex? Like, couldn't that just kind of be anything?
Just because it's banging doesn't mean that they're having sex.
No, I'm just saying, or like, that could be any noise of any in the ocean.
Mad Dog, I'm not an
not saying
expert.
like that.
I'm not a marine biologist, but I don't think that whales are made out of metal.
Was it supposed to be a metal banging? Is that what it is?
When I hear banging, I think metal. I feel like something hitting against the wall.
But I thought it was like just like sonar, like it could have been any noise. Or did I misread that?
I don't know.
I think it was.
I've never used sonar. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but think about this. If you only had an hour of air left, and you're in the submarine.
Yeah, I know,
like,
Billy, you'd kill us.
No. But like,
And like getting choked out.
they went out with a bang.
Might as well. Let's get naked.
We're all on the same page that you would rather the submarine have been like crushed and imploded and you die instantly than wait for the air to run out, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
No, but you might get like loopy when the air runs out and get a little like high.
No, but you have 4 days of just absolute terror panic.
Oh, that'd be so much worse than the actual dying.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
want it to crumble.
Yeah. They said
Are there no like safety precautions like escape pods or something? Or I don't know shit about submarines.
No, it's
they
like
said
a
it
tiny
opens
ass
from
sub.
the outside.
It's a tiny little sub. It's like the size of a small car, and there's no way to escape at that depth. Once you get down that low, there's no you can't get into a smaller pod than they already have on the sub. And if you just went out into the ocean, you're so deep that you would probably get pancaked by the water pressure.
I bet they all tried to open it up, just like make it quick.
Yeah, I actually I forget when we were talking about, but we were discussing water pressure and why water pressure gets so intense and strong the deeper you go. And I think I just threw something out there that was like, well, gravity pulls the water together stronger when you're down low. And I think that's wrong because somebody told me that the water pressure when you get down low in the ocean is actually caused by the weight of all the water that's above you.
Yeah.
So the water that's above you is sitting down by gravity and it's being drawn towards the surface of the earth, I guess the ocean floor, and all that water pushing down on you, like every water molecule has a small amount of weight in it and it's pushing down on you when you're like that deep. So it's like an insane amount of weight that's above you.
I think it's like every 10 feet of water. Let me Google that because someone's gonna be like, it's not 10 feet. Every 10 feet of water is like an atmosphere of pressure. So like right now we're only under one, like above the water, we only have one atmosphere of pressure from all the gases in the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
But like under 10 feet of water is equivalent to 2 atmospheres. How?
They said it takes 115 pounds per square inch of pressure to kill a human, and they're at 6,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it was 10 meters, not 10 feet. So for every 33 feet, the pressure increases by 1 atmosphere.
Well, how does being in a submarine stop the pressure?
I guess the way that it's designed with thick walls, it can withstand that much pressure, and it's a sphere. Or I guess it's like, it's a cylinder. So that can absorb more pressure. That shape can absorb more pressure.
Okay.
But
still, there's like one small crack. There's one window in the sub. It's like at the front. It's a tiny little window. It's like the size of, I don't know, maybe like a manhole cover, maybe a Frisbee. But if there's like one piece of weakness in there, then the water would just rush in and would break the window open. So it has to be like really, really strong. The whole thing has to be designed perfectly. I also learned that that's why airplanes have like rounded corners on their windows, because it's stronger than having, if it's just at a right angle, then it's easier to break and it can't stand the pressure as much, which that's why I'm guessing submarines have circle windows on them.
So as someone, I think I'm the one who's gone the deepest underwater here.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah.
Definitely got that crown, bro.
70 feet underwater. So around 3 atmospheres of pressure. Like my nose was like exploding, like my sinuses were leaking in my eyes. There was like air coming out of my eyes. And like you had to equalize the pressure, you had to like plug your nose and like blow to like unpop your ears. And that was just 70 feet. So I couldn't imagine like what they're like around 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Or 100 times more.
I even think
no.
They're at what, 12,000 feet?
They're supposed to be. That's where the Titanic is.
That's the end of the journey, is 12,000 feet. We don't know if they got there.
Right.
So if I was trying to take money from rich people, what I would do is I'd take the submarine, I'd take it like slowly down to like 100 feet, 50 feet, or somewhere safe, and then somehow just play like a video.
Well, isn't that all it
screen.
is? I saw something that was like, that's all they do anyway. Like they're just playing a video.
Oh, so there's like a camera on the sub, and it broadcasts what they see on the camera onto like a video screen.
Yeah, so they're not even. I think so. So they're not even looking out the like they're looking out the window, but it's just a video.
Yeah. So why don't they just do that?
No way. For 250 grand
and death.
Right.
I would just stage a Titanic wreck at the bottom of the ocean and then just, I don't know, have it somewhere like off the coast of Bermuda, and then just take people and be like, yeah, we're totally in Nova Scotia right now.
Right. How is anyone going to know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like you could actually fake it with the real Titanic. They have the footage from the Titanic. just play that for them when they're in the tiny box.
Oh, hold up. These
And
motherfuckers
trick
didn't even
them.
get to see the Titanic. They watched it on a shitty GoPro camera.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This might have been the silliest mission of all time. It's up there.
It's a lot of money. Some people
That's
get
wild.
obsessed with the Titanic, though. Like, obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. It's not that remarkable of a story.
Well,
Like, think about how many wrecks there are that have happened over history. And like, I like the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. There was so much stuff in the Great Lakes of them going down. I mean, what was so remarkable about this specific wreck besides, like, think about how many...
It was the most extravagant ship ever built and had some of the richest people in the world on it.
And I think
it was like touted
1,500 people died.
Yeah, and it was like touted the unsinkable ship, and then it sunk. That's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
It is a mass grave when you think about it. And so these people are paying $250,000 to go and just visit a graveyard.
If that video thing's true, this is the worst decision anyone has ever made.
I'm gonna say something bad, but yeah, I saw it on TikTok.
Imagine paying for,
but I saw it like multiple times. Like there was like multiple videos I saw about it. Again, I can't confirm, and I can't seem to find it.
Imagine paying for the most expensive ticket to go to a baseball game, and they're like, your seat is underneath the stands, and you can watch it on TV.
Well, I mean, that's not far off from what a lot of club level seats are. It's the most expensive ticket.
Right, but you have the option to go to your seat.
You sit indoors and then you watch the game on a television.
But you still have a seat to go actually watch.
Different benefits. Like,
okay, this says
this is. I'm actually very surprised. I'm fucked up right now. That's wild.
This says there are no windows except the porthole through which the passengers view the Titanic. With no GPS, it's only guided by text messages from the Okay, wait, maybe this is something.
Okay, so they do look through that little
window. Okay,
I think they probably have the little window and a couple cameras,
and then other video. Yeah,
I had someone on. I saw a TikTok video that brought up a great point that I hadn't considered. How were these people going to the bathroom on a submarine?
There was a small toilet in the back.
Oh, okay.
Thank God.
Yeah,
well, that's good.
But I think it was more of like a hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, at least as they're potentially sitting in there waiting to die, they have that going for them.
I mean, what if like the person on the ship, they had like an iPhone and they were receiving the text message on an Android, and it was like you were getting green. They got green dotted. They got green bubbled. Mm-hmm. It's like, do you guys remember when NASA made that Mars spacecraft that got lost on Mars because they spent like $200 million on it, and NASA used the imperial measurement system, and it was like a joint effort with some other country that was using the metric system, and they didn't factor that in, and so they lost the entire spaceship because they were speaking two different languages to it.
That's actually wild. Like, that should have been taken care of.
Whoops.
I also saw a thing though, like, okay, so think about it. If they didn't crumble immediately and they're still alive now and basically just waiting for their demise, someone was like trying to think about it, and it's like, okay, you're already losing air at a rapid rate, and then people are like shitting their pants and throwing up because of their panic. So then you're breathing your last breaths, and then it just smells like shit and piss and puke.
I feel like that wouldn't be too much of my concern as I was dying.
Oh, it would
but
be mine,
it
for
makes
sure.
it worse.
It just
makes it worse for sure.
Like you're just puking, and it's pitch black. So it's just like you're in the black.
I would literally just be sitting there being like, I really spent $250,000 to do this, and I'm sitting in this little capsule with 4 other people just waiting to die.
Isn't it all dudes?
Yeah, shocking. No women on this thing.
Dudes rock.
Yeah. This is a great moment in Dudes Rocking. For sure. Well, they might still be alive. We don't know. We did hear the banging, so
that'd be crazy if they.
I really hope we jinx it. That's why, like, I really hope we jinx it.
I have a take, and I just have to say it.
Say it.
Go off.
I'm gonna be really angry if they are found and they get a book deal and a Netflix show and a movie, and they make the 250 grand back times about 100, and I'm gonna be a little upset. I'll just get out in front of that.
You're pre-teed off.
I will be teed off if that happens.
Okay,
I hope they're all safe. I hope they're safe. But
yeah,
we should.
I hear you.
No,
but
you don't. No, you don't.
How should we
I
react?
do.
What do you think the proper protocol would be for them in your, like, if you had Big T's way?
I have a
skewed, and then what do they do?
I have a solution, I think. If they are found, hopefully completely safe, we do what we do with felons. You cannot make money off of a crime you committed. You can't make money off of this because you were dumb enough to go down there and get in the fucking $250,000 submarine ride, and it fucked up because it was controlled by a Logitech off-brand Xbox controller. You don't get to have a Netflix show.
Okay. What can you do?
Go get a job.
You
They
know,
don't need a job.
honestly,
They're billionaires. They go back to your house.
I'm gonna be honest. I can't talk shit about these people at all because I went down underwater in the East River to look for mammoth bones, and I very easily could have died. And
But you didn't pay, like you didn't pay them to do that.
true,
Wait, you were 70 feet below the water?
yeah.
Swim back up. You could not have died.
Billy,
I had 100 pounds of lead. Like I had a lead vest on.
That sounds like a poor choice.
Billy, can you ask Dirty Water Don for his comment on this?
So we actually are having Dirty Water Dawn on for an extra dose this Friday. We taped it on Monday. And this story happened literally right after we recorded.
Oh, well, that's good timing.
Yeah.
So you can't ask him for his comment on this, is what you're telling me.
Oh, I can, but
Yeah, please
for
get
an
Dirty Water
in-depth-
Don's comment.
Okay.
I was unaware of this, Big T. The Son of Sam laws that and I think it's only in Texas and California. It might be more, but that's all that I'm seeing. It prohibits convicted felons and their representatives from profiting from the sale of crime memorabilia. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not in every state.
I don't see a federal.
I don't know if it's. I think it's pretty
California
common
and
though.
Texas.
I don't know if it can be implemented like on a case-by-case basis, but I know if it's like a really high-profile thing, I think they can be like, you can't, like OJ. OJ wrote that book and then got sued by his
But he was still
ex-wife's
He was still
family.
able to write it though, right?
But they got it like taken out of circulation, right? But they got the money from it. He couldn't make any money, I believe.
Oh. Wait, well, but he was found innocent. Why wouldn't he be able to
But he
Maybe.
was found liable in civil court.
in civil court? Okay.
Liable to what?
Liable for their deaths.
But I don't think this is okay. So it says courts have frequently struck down these laws on First Amendment grounds.
Oh, maybe not. I don't know. I just know I've heard of that.
I've heard of it too.
So would you guys rather go to space or to the bottom of the ocean?
Oh, space. that ain't
Neither.
close.
Neither, but space.
I'm maybe I'm stupid like these people are as when it comes to space. But
I like
I'm willing to understand. I mean, I'm willing to concede my possible death if I go to space. Like if I go to space, I'm like, yo, that's how I want to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be a dope way to go out. To me, maybe that's them. You know, maybe they love the ocean. You know, I don't know.
Well, like
But-
everybody that's been to space is like you see the Earth from space and it like completely changes your life. You
Yeah.
go to the bottom of the ocean and it's just black.
Yep. I mean, there's just so much wonder in space. Like, there's wonder in the ocean, but I just don't wonder about it. Like, I have no interest in anything in the ocean. Nothing.
Views
Yeah.
are better in space.
Yeah, you go to space, you can look down and see the entire Earth. You go to the bottom of the ocean, you look up and you see more water. I don't
Yeah,
see the
true.
return. Although, if you're a big Titanic fan, what would be better than your final resting place is with the Titanic?
Some of the richest people. Oh, Dirty Water Don has a comment.
Okay. breaking.
Oh, so this submarine was the same submarine offered to use looking for the East River. Oh my God.
Billy, were you almost in that?
I was almost in this fucking submarine.
It's the
Holy
exact same
shit.
dump.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if I can. Okay, so his buddy Chris knows all those dudes, and they were gonna take that submarine.
Wait, Billy. Can we get Dirty Water Don on the show?
Yeah, wait.
See if he'll join. I know he's on Friday's Extra Dose, which I'm sure will be great to talk to the guy that is an underwater explorer about everything besides this sub.
Yeah.
But I feel like we could really use his expertise on today's show.
Yes, absolutely.
How we doing, Dirty Water Don?
Doing good. Hey, patron of the arts. How are you, boss?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to see you. Billy was just
You as
telling
well.
us how you were on Friday's episode of Extra Dose, and that's going to come out. But we wanted to talk to you about the Titanic, the Ocean Gate sub, and all that stuff because you are a subject matter expert. So I know Billy just reached out to you. Can you tell us what you know about this vessel?
Well, the vessel, I was approached by Chris Ogden from Blackwater Research a couple months back, and he asked me, would it behoove us to use the submarine in the East River bone hunt extravaganza? And I was hesitant. I asked for the specs and what is it rating for and who built it and would it hold up in heavy current such as you'll find in Hell Gate. And the things I've learned about the sub was it was put together with hopes and dreams, and it wasn't a quality piece of hardware. And they couldn't give me a definitive on it would handle high current. Now, although it can handle the pressure, I'm told, but high current it couldn't do.
Jesus
So I was
Christ.
reluctant. I was reluctant to use it. And being a father of 5, I was extremely reluctant to use it because I saw the disclaimer that comes with riding on that sub. And pretty much it says, if we fuck up, it's too bad.
So is there any
Which-
sort of like standard, I guess, standards when it comes to building these types of vessels in terms of holding up to things like current or pressure? Like, how do they get that certified?
I believe the only way they could do it is to certify the welds and the seals. I don't know how they can certify the components because you think of the Navy standard, and the Navy standard was written in blood. So everything the United States Navy has learned about submarines and submarine exploration, they've learned under trials and tribulations, and someone had to have died to get some sort of rule or regulation. Now, these people and scientists, they don't have to have that. I mean, it would be nice if they use the Navy standard, but they don't have to use it. So, if you look into the actual sub that they're using, or the one that we're talking about, a couple guys made it. I mean, me and Billy and a couple bucks can go in my garage and make one. Doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah.
And then you're putting people's lives on the line on it.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So
Real quick, man, for my clarification, the same sub that's now lost at sea was posited to you to use for one of your explorations. Is that
Yes.
correctly?
The woman on the vessel is good friends with another diver friend of mine, Chris. And Chris reached out to me asking, hey, you think we can use this sub and utilize it for what we're doing? And I was like, absolutely not. It wouldn't benefit us in any way.
So is it common to have a submarine or an underwater vessel like this controlled via text messaging? And we all saw the pictures of like the modified Xbox controller. Yeah, are those two things, the texting and the Mad Catz controller, are those common?
I have never seen them. Doesn't mean it's uncommon because my scope of submarines is very limited, but I've never seen it. It's something I would imagine would be a little more technically advanced than a refurbished game console controller. Now, although you can make the argument, it can control a miniature boat, it can control a big boat. All you're doing is moving servos on a larger scale. But still, I feel like if it was me personally, I would have a little more money invested in my navigable abilities in that submarine than just a little piece of shit controller.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the video I watched on that particular unit, there's one button that controls the up and down. I mean, me personally, even with my hard hat diving, we have multiple fail safes and multiple contingencies, not just one button.
Yeah. Billy, you have any questions?
So when talking to them originally about the submarine, what kind of propellers were being used on it? Like how like when it comes to ocean tech, how advanced was this sub? Was this thing basically just like a steel coffin to withstand the
Yeah,
pressure?
this steel cylinder with it had, I believe, three portholes to see out of. It had a control arm to grab and to pick up if need be. But as it comes for submarines, it's bare bones, the bare minimum.
Now, how do you think they acquired this steel cylinder? Like, is there other uses for a steel cylinder that they probably repurposed? Like, could it possibly be like an oil tank that they just made
No,
into a
because
sub?
yeah, I got where you're getting at. Can you get like an old propane cylinder and make a sub out
Yeah,
of it?
yeah.
No, well, what you're dealing with is triple walled steel, and usually it'd be the same kind of steel they use in like a decompression chamber or
Mhm.
a tanker for like you'd say like the railroad. It'd have multiple layers so it wouldn't buckle under the pressure. I mean, they do have certain safety protocols when it comes to that. I don't know where they abstain the steel. I don't know what kind of steel and what they used. I would hope it would be the same quality steel they use in like decompression chambers. But to
Now,
give you an actual answer, I don't know. I know when it comes to building, especially privately stuff, you never see top of line material
yeah.
because you're running on borrowed money, you're running on investors' money, and it's never anything where it's like the best of the best of the best. Think about our government; it goes to the lowest bidder.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's our government. So can you imagine what happens in the private sector that isn't regulated? It's going to be
Now,
a bargain basement kind of material.
I remember when we were talking about some of the tests you had to do as a diver. When you get down to that low, isn't there an element of like basically being drunk type thing?
No, but then not when you don't have that with them because they have actual oxygen in their vessel.
Oh, okay.
So when I dive in a hard hat, you get something called nitrogen narcosis, and you get below like I think it's 99 feet, and they call it the martini effect, where you
Mhm.
feel drunk because of the air you're breathing. But they're not dealing with that because they're dealing with actual oxygen.
Okay.
Okay. So
So they have so many days of it.
if
Mm.
there's a rescue operation that's put into place, and it sounds like people are looking for the sub using sonar, using all sorts of stuff, how hard is it going to be to find this sub in the area of water that they know it to have gone under?
Well, to my understanding is that they're getting noises on the sonar. They're getting 30-minute increments, which if it is somebody down there trying to send out Morse code, if you will, a distress signal, it's a great plan. You do a little bit, then you stop. You do a little bit, then you stop. So if they can hone in on that, I think there's a fighting chance. If they can't hone in on where the noise is coming from, I mean, time's of the essence. I mean, they can, if they find them at the needle in a haystack without the noise, with the noise, it's a fighting chance. Now, if they pinpoint them, now it's a time issue. They need to get down to them. They need a sub or some sort of equivalent in the area to get down to them. And then they have to bring them up slowly. They can't just shoot them to the surface. I mean, that takes time as well. And you don't have the air.
How much time with the depth that they're at would they need to rise up? Like how slow would they need to rise up?
Hours. Like think about this: on a rebreathe dive at like 600 feet, you're hanging for 3 hours. And that's on a rebreathe system with one person. So if I had to venture a guess, I'd say they got to hang for at least 5 hours, maybe 6. Now the question comes in: do they have the air to support that hang, that decompression? Because they're burning up all of their air right now. Now, we don't know the conditions they're in. They could be panicking. And we're only going on a baseline of what we believe could be the time they have. But again, that all changes by the people that are down there and how they're consuming their air. So, I mean, they could find them, yeah. Now, the question is, do they have the supplies to get to them? And do they have the resources in the submarine to sustain decompression? That's providing
So let's just
the
say
sub didn't take on water.
let's just say hypothetically the sub reached its maximum depth. It's down around the ocean floor where the Titanic is. how many vessels are there in the world that are equipped to get down there and retrieve a sub like that and bring it back to the surface?
Nah, I would say less than 12. I believe James Cameron owns most of them.
Yeah. So,
I believe
so we
the
need
story
to,
I heard was he bought a whole bunch of them.
so we need to get that kind of
Shit.
equipment out to them. It sounds like it's a massive operation that needs to happen quickly if there's any chance, and it is
If
kind
there's
of a
any
needle in a
chance.
haystack. Yeah.
It's going to go from a rescue mission to a battery recovery in a matter of a day. Which is it's a realistic thought that these rescue workers have to have. It's can we feasibly get them safely without putting other lives at jeopardy? And is the I hate to say it, but is the juice worth the squeeze? How many people are we going to send down there to save people knowing they put themselves in risk?
Yeah.
Is the juice worth the squeeze?
No, I mean it's a fair question to ask because it's going to be a dangerous mission no matter what. And can you ask somebody to really risk their life going down to try to find something that they might not even find in the hopes of retrieving a dead body?
It just is it at this point, do we call it a tomb and have a memorial service before we throw a whole bunch of men and women into another scientific vessel and send them down there with hopes and dreams?
All right,
they're going to receive them.
Is there any kind of like, I don't know, you know how like if a plane is in the air and it's running out of fuel, they got ways to like hook up and like, refuel the plane while it's running. Is there any way to like from an outside source get oxygen into the vessel?
Depending on the vessel. I mean, if their hookups are on the outside of the ship. I mean, if they're inside where their fueling station we'd call it for their oxygen, how do you get to it? It's on the inside. The door is bolted shut and you can't open it. It really depends on where and how they fill their boat up or their sub up. I mean, if they're on the outside, I would say there's a fighting chance. If they're on the inside, probably not.
All right. Let's say Dirty Water Dawn, you are in the situation. You paid all that money to go see the Titanic, and whatever has happened has happened. And right now, what is your course of action? What are you doing?
I mean, it really depends on what happened to the boat. Did it lose steering? Did it lose battery backup? What happened to it? I mean, I would do everything I could to get to the surface. I wouldn't sit there and wait to be rescued. I'd put the most incapable person on the side of the thing with a wrench banging every half an hour, and the rest of us would be working to get the boat back up. And again, what tools did they go down with? My additive is always, if you have one, you have none. If you have two, you have one. So if I was on that boat, I would have enough tools to get that boat rebuilt 3 times over underwater. I would have enough backups to my backups that I wouldn't have this issue.
Yeah.
It's how did they plan it? For them, it's a money-making thing where you charge $250 a seat. So if that seat is worth $250,000, well, my toolbox ain't worth that. Now, for me, I would have a seat just for tools.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you were in charge of the boat or the sub in this situation, let's just say that you are for whatever reason it's lost steering altogether, you can't fix anything. You basically have to wait. You have to wait, and you have to bang out Morse code and just kind of hope. What do you tell the other people on board? How do you tell them to remain calm? How do you coach people through this in an instance where it's like it's very likely that people will start to panic?
Yeah, well, the people that went in on this mission, they knew the risks. I mean, there's a video floating around the one guy reading off the risk and laughed and said, "Where do I sign up?" So, I mean, they're already at the mindset something can go wrong. I mean, and they're obviously on the risk-taking side, and they're explorers in their own rights. So I think they'd be an easy group to talk off the ledge. And then you very calmly explain to them, with every breath that you're taking, you need to be methodical in how you take it, how deep you take it, how you exhale, and remain calm and pray to whoever God you pray to that he or she gets you out of this. Because at that moment, that's all that's separating you from the ocean bottom, is them staying calm and being mentally prepared for whatever to come. So you got to just keep reassuring that there's men and women above us that are trained. They know what they're doing. they're going to come get us. And even if you're just giving them a line of shit, you're going to keep them calm enough they don't breathe up all the air. The more you panic and hyperventilate, the more you take in, the less I'm going to have. So we need to work together as a team and just keep people calm. I mean, that's how I would approach it. I would lie to them as much as I could.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about on the searching side? On the ships that are above, I guess, floating on the surface right now, they're looking down into the water using sonar or whatever. How accurate are these sonars?
They're extremely accurate. What I heard was they were using the planes
10,000 feet below.
And they were dropping in markers. So they're dropping in markers, creating a grid system, and the planes are flying overhead to pick up that faint rapping noise that they're getting on their sonars. So, I mean, how deep they are, it's going to be hard to distinguish from large rock and natural bottom to what they are. But I think they have a fighting chance. I think with the technology we have and what's being utilized, I think they can find them, or at least find the sub. I mean, I'm not so hopeful they might come up alive, but they'll find something.
Big T, you got any questions?
No, not really. I just I hope they're
Thanks, Big T.
I hope you've covered it great. I hope they find them. Kind of.
It would make a hell of a Netflix movie, I'll tell you that.
No, not on my watch. You weren't here. I said I'm going to be a little perturbed if they magically find these guys and they all make a few $1 million off a Netflix movie and a book deal. I hope they're safe.
There was a diver who lost comms and everything, and they made a movie about him on Netflix. And I don't think he got paid millions of dollars for it. Out in the Gulf of Mexico. It was, and the guy went back to diving. They found him. He should be dead. They found him with no oxygen, no hot water, no nothing, just the bottom of the ocean. And they found him.
What about toilet facilities on the sub when they pitched it to you to use?
I saw that they have a little bucket that you can piss in, like the hospital has, and then a tiny decomp toilet where you can take a shit in and there's compost in it. And I was wondering that this afternoon. I was at the airport with my sister, and I'm sitting there listening to it. And I'm like, can you imagine being that guy? And you're like, listen, I know we're gonna die and we're strapped for air, but I got shit. Like I had Taco Tuesdays and I'm fucked. Like I can imagine that.
Jesus.
I mean, I would. What do you want him to do? I would be that guy.
So you're the guy that goes to jail and takes the first shit in the room?
Well, I'm not planning on going to jail. But if you're down there and you're all, what do you want him to do?
Hold it. Be an adult. Hold it.
Be an adult and hold it.
We're all fixing to die anyway.
So just do it right there on the floor, huh? Fuck it.
That's it. You got all of a sudden it's a giant circle jerk and everyone's shitting. It's just mayhem.
No, but then when the first person dies, they've been holding it the whole time. They're just gonna shit themselves because that's what happens. And then all these people are Jesus. Oh,
well, we can all agree it's a bad situation.
Yeah.
It's not ideal.
Not ideal at all.
I mean, I hope they get up here, and I hope they everyone's fine and unscathed. But it's just you got to take a step back.
Mad Dog, Mac, do y'all got any questions for Buddy?
Do you think that what's worse if they, are just down there? Let's say that the pressure doesn't get to them, and they're either down at the bottom in 10,000, 12,000 feet, and they're just waiting to die. I almost think, do you think it would be worse if they somehow made it back up to the surface, but no one found them, and so they're like, we made it this far, but no one can let us out?
And they're just floating around and they suffocate on surface?
Yeah. I feel like that's almost worse.
It would. Being able to see the outside and not getting to it, I think would be a lot worse than being on bottom and not getting to it.
Yeah, because it's like
at least you kind of you take that moment of being surreal under the ocean. There's a peaceful kind of ore under there that can give you some sort of peace. But seeing the sun shining and not being able to get to it's got to be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like if
you're
they don't
so
find
close, but you're so far.
Is it going to be easier to find the ship if it does make it to the surface than it would be if it was underwater?
I mean, you have the aerial planes going around looking at. I mean, it's two different hurdles. Underwater, you can get sonar involved, and and get a pinpoint level of accuracy on where it is. On the surface, it's someone needs to see it.
Right. And it's,
You know what I mean? And can you imagine you're just neutrally buoyant, where you're just below the water? You're just not out of the water, just below it, so an aircraft can't see you.
Jeez.
nah, I almost
There's
think
a
it'd be
lot
worse
of
if they made it up.
possibilities with it. I have to agree with you. I think it would be worse.
I saw something.
mean-
They should have put an AirTag, Apple AirTag on that thing.
This
That's
How
fucked
far-
up.
How far beneath the surface do you lose GPS signal?
For I have a drone, and it's below 20 feet. I lose on mine, and I have to rely on a tethered cord. But again, mine's only a $3,000 sub. Theirs is probably a lot more.
This goes to
Mhm.
show just how amazing nuclear subs are. Like, it's crazy because like China has diesel powered subs, the U.S. has the most advanced subs, and they like dive down to these depths all the time. And there's so many just lurking in the ocean that we have no idea where they are or why they're there.
We
It's
should
like-
send them over by the Titanic.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what the
Reroute
head
them.
guy's trying to get them to do. Like, I think he's literally calling the military, being like, "Hey, can you just like bring one of your subs to try to find?"
Yeah, I need an Uber sub. Where you got
Yeah.
anyone lying around?
Yeah, because they have all the equipment that could actually find them and locate them.
I wonder how much the bill is going to be for this search and rescue if they find them.
Yeah. Do you get billed by the military?
I know the Coast Guard bills you if you fuck up.
Really?
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
gotta
you
be
do
millions.
something, a gross negligence, and it's your fault. It ain't free. They charge you for that shit.
Wow. How do they
How come-
determine like fault?
That I don't know. But I know like they have those watches where you unscrew it and it gives you a ping on your location. And if you forcefully do that and they send out a search party for you, they charge you for it. That I've heard.
Damn.
How come when we're talking about disasters, whether it's an airplane or a boat, they always use the term souls? It's always like how many souls are on board.
Because I guess the chances of them getting off are pretty slim.
So it's basically like alluding to death already.
Yeah, they're already saying it's all over. I
Okay.
mean, being out there is already risky. And then now you're just chanting, you're spitting in fate's mouth and saying, listen, we're going to go to the bottom and touch it and come back. I mean, eventually something's going to go wrong.
Mhm.
It's not if, but it's when. So I guess that's why they call them souls.
So thank you for turning down the opportunity to use this sub. I can't imagine what we'd be going through on this show if Billy was aboard at the bottom of the East River. That's good. That's good judgment
This
on
is
your
why
part.
I put my life in Don's hands, and he brought me back to the surface. He would never let me get that type of sub.
That's why when we bring on people for theatricals to go in the water, I bring on the best crew I can get and the most knowledgeable. If you'll notice, when I bring guys on, I take a step back and I let the guys that I know are the best suited do the job.
I don't know.
When it comes to people's lives, you can't let your ego get in the way.
It's your approach is amazing. I don't know shit about aquatics, and you'll never catch me in the water. But if I was, you sound like you know what you're talking about. So I would feel safe.
Come on, you'll come out with us. Just
I
do one day with
promise-
us.
I promise you, I won't.
10 feet of water, you'll be fine.
I will watch you guys from the surface, drink some alcohol. I'm chilling.
10 feet,
Right on.
Aaron. You can do 10 feet.
I'm sure I could, but I'm sure I won't.
You know what this reminds me of? Have you guys seen that video of a Belgian TikToker who faked his own death and then showed up to the family to the funeral in a helicopter?
To teach his family a lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like-
saw that.
Imagine if this is just another one of those.
Just to see who's trying to take the billionaire's money.
Yeah.
Isn't that illegal? It's illegal to fake your own death, isn't it?
No, it's only illegal to fake your own death if you claim the insurance.
Ah.
Really?
If you never file for the insurance money, there's nothing saying I have to tell people I'm alive. If you claim the life insurance, now you're performing insurance fraud.
I guess it would probably be
Huh.
there would be ramifications that would come with it if they launched a massive rescue effort and you had
Yes, I would
intentionally
imagine
made
that
it
might
seem
be
like
the
you were
issue.
dead.
That
Yeah.
might be a problem for some people. I
Yeah,
mean, but if you
well-
got billions, it's cool.
Yeah, what a rush that might be. All right. Is there anything else that we should know about this sub, given your level of expertise? Anything else you'd like to add or educate people about?
I do like the fact that in the sub, the safety handles were bought from a camper store. Can you imagine you're plummeting to the bottom of the ocean, and the thing you have to grab onto was bought from Camper World for $32?
No, I honestly, it seems like there were a number of red flags that people probably should have taken note of in this. Is it common, the fact that you can't escape from the inside? It has to be open from the outside. Is that a normal thing when it comes to these types of subs for, pressurization reasons?
Yes, pressurization reasons. There's a reason why they do that. But I watched the show on the DEA and those cocaine subs, and they can open them from the inside. Take a page of the drug smuggler book. Those guys, submarines, keep making it to America, and they keep doing good stuff.
Yeah,
so,
maybe we should
it really comes down to who made it. Yeah, that's it. You gotta get the good guys in here.
Those cartel subs don't go that deep, right? They're only going like 30 feet deep, right?
I'll tell you what, they go deeper than my sub. A lot to be said for a guy making a sub in the jungle.
All right. Well, we hope that they're found, and we hope that they don't get a Netflix deal, but we hope that they're found alive and that everybody involved in the rescue is also safe and sound.
Search, yes.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Dirty Water Don. Shout out your social handles or where people can find you.
Check us out on YouTube at Dirty Water Boys NJ, and our Instagrams are The Ganimal and Dirty Water Don.
Perfect.
Okay,
Thanks,
love it.
guys.
Hope to be doing business with you in the future. By the way, the last
well.
voyage, I think that was a success on all accounts.
I think so as well.
Tune into Friday's Extra Dose, where we really get into Dirty Water Don's recent successes in the field of underwater paleontology.
Stop it. We're boners. Don't make it sound fancy. All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen. You have a good day.
You too. Bro. Stay safe. All right. I trust Dirty Water Don.
He sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, the fact that they approached him with that sub and he was just like, "No, look at the disclaimer you put on it. It's not rated to go into the East River. Why would anybody choose to take that down to like the lowest part of the ocean that's not a trench?"
That
out of your mind and have too much money, too much time on your hands.
I feel like everyone just wants to be James Cameron. That's what it like amongst like the rich community, everyone's like trying to do what like the other cool rich guys doing, and these guys just got like the half-ass James Cameron.
Well, this is kind of Elon Musk's fault because did he do the celebrity space thing, or Bezos or whoever?
Yeah,
Bezos did. I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is doing it too. It's like space tourism.
Yeah, well, whoever created that, because now now all the rich people have done that. So now what are you going to do? Oh, well, I went to see the Titanic. And now the next thing is going to be, oh, we went into a volcano. And it's going to just keep being all this dumbass shit that gets people killed.
Oh, I would go into a volcano. They should make a submarine that goes into lava. $1 billion idea right there.
Hell yes. Get it done out there. Whoever's an engineer, get on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Elon also had a sub too, didn't he? He had the sub that he was trying to send to Thailand to go rescue those kids.
Yeah.
I also read that Elon had Starlink provided via internet to this expedition. Is that true?
Anyone can get Starlink. We saw it's only like $150 a month.
What is Starlink?
Right. I'm just wondering if they use Starlink to do communications with a sub, and they're using like $150 a month internet service to communicate and steer the sub from the surface. I'm not blaming that on Starlink, because it sounds like this would be a use case that Starlink is not equipped to perform, and they would probably tell you that, I would imagine. But that would be on the people that plan this trip. If they're like, okay, well, we have Starlink, so that's how we're going to communicate. I don't know if that's 100% true or not. I did see Starlink did tweet out like a few days ago, or maybe it was an expedition that tweeted out that they're proud to partner with Starlink to provide internet access to them. So I don't know how that ended up working out, but that seems to me like that would be on the people that planned the trip, not necessarily on Starlink.
And Starlink is just like a internet service?
Yeah, like service provider.
Okay.
it does
So it's
provide
like
like
when Billy's talking about going on like a cross country expedition in an RV, he would just get like a Starlink satellite that just followed him around, gave him Wi-Fi everywhere.
Is it good?
yeah, very good.
I don't know. So
No, I was looking it up.
I'm on that ocean page right now. It's neal.fun/deep-c. That's the URL. So I'm scrolling down right now just to get an idea of how deep this is. I'm at 80 meters. That's where the beluga whale is. 115 meters. That's where the killer whale will get down to. I'm still scrolling. Great white shark, 281 meters. That's how deep they can get. The deepest any human has ever scuba dived is 343 meters deep, and that was 2014. I'm still scrolling. I'm down to about 650 meters. That's the Japanese spider crab, and that thing is fucking terrifying, but also probably delicious. The giant octopus is 750 meters deep. I'm still scrolling. At about 1,000 meters, that's the midnight zone where you get zero sunlight. So think about that. 1,000 meters, no sunlight whatsoever. This sub is 12 times as deep as that. So this is they're in the darkest dark that you can possibly get to. You guys remember that fish from Finding Nemo that has the light that's on the edge of it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the anglerfish. That's 1,055 meters deep. Okay, the blobfish is 1,200 meters deep. I'm scrolling. I'm just going to turn this scroll into hyperdrive. The giant squid is 2,200 meters deep. That's the ones, the big ass ones with one eye that wash up from time to time. That's just over 2,000 meters deep. So I'm scrolling. The average depth of the ocean, think about this. Average depth is 3,600 meters. So when you just look out at when you look at the water, if you're on a boat in the middle of the ocean, probably around 3,700 meters deep, give or take.
Isn't that how long 12,000 feet is?
Oh, sorry, I'm mixing up meters and feet.
So is this all feet?
Yeah.
My bad.
No, this is meters.
What meters are you on?
I'm on 3,800 meters. That's where the Titanic is.
God damn, this is crazy.
3,800 meters. That's beneath all that shit. And then you get down to 4,000 meters. That's the abyssal zone. That's where the temperature is basically the water's frozen. The water is like as close to being frozen as it can possibly be without actually turning into ice. So pretty much no animals can survive past that. There's like a jellyfish down there that can survive. And then there's like this thing called the sea pig. Have you seen the sea pigs walking around?
Sea pig.
Definitely have not seen a sea pig.
Well, there's the snailfish, which I talked about earlier on Part of My Take, that is down at 8,300 meters, which is like 5 miles.
Sea pigs are weird.
Yeah, they're very, very strange looking.
And see,
then
the
you get
ocean,
down to
the ocean has animals, like when you get down this low, they have animals that look like aliens. Like if you was to like see a extraterrestrial being, they start looking like this, shit like this.
yeah. So the deepest shipwreck is the USS Johnston. That sank in World War II, and that's 6,200 meters deep. It's a scary place, man.
This is why everyone should be anti-ocean.
I'm coming around to it.
It's a horrifying
I'm thinking about
place.
being an anti-ocean guy. I like the beach. I kind of hate the ocean now.
I like the sand.
Ooh, I hate sand.
Yeah, I like the sand. I like the sun. I like the surf. I like bodyboarding. I like drinking on the beach. I like everything that goes along with the beach.
This,
but I don't think I actually like the ocean anymore.
The Hadal Zone. I'm still scrolling, bro. The Hadal Zone. More people have been to the moon than the Hadal Zone.
Wow.
Yeah. It's mind-boggling how little we know about that.
This is great publicity for lakes.
It is.
Lake Erie looks great right now.
No, the lake never gives up her dead. Those Great Lakes took so many ships back in the day.
Yeah, but it's not 12,000 feet deep.
How deep? There's some pretty deep lakes.
Lake Erie is not one of them.
Lake Erie gets 210 feet deep.
I have some.
Yeah,
I have some breaking news that's on a radically different subject, but we need to discuss it.
Okay.
Brandon Miller just said the GOAT of basketball is Paul George.
what?
Brandon Miller, that's the
guy from Alabama who was tangentially involved in a homicide.
He's joking, right?
I'm watching him say it. It doesn't appear to be.
I'm watching him say it.
I'm watching the video. He seems to be dead ass serious.
So, he said the greatest basketball player of all time is playoff P, Paul George.
That's correct.
Paul George is nice.
Great basketball player. Really
that
good.
Motherfucking nice.
Not even in the conversation.
Yeah, that's wild.
Hey, Big T, who would you say is the tight end equivalent of Paul George?
That's a good question. Like an Algie Crumpler.
That's what I was going to say. I swear to God, I was about to say Algie Crumpler.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. Really good. Good career.
But not even close.
Paul George. Is this what the kids are saying these days? Is this like prisoner of the moment? Like you drop Paul George back in the late 90s, he would have cooked everybody on the court.
I think this debate has just gotten so stupid and stale that now people are just throwing shit at the wall, see what sticks.
Paul George is maybe the most random person to say is the GOAT.
Serious question. Has anyone ever living said that Paul George was the best basketball player ever? Brandon Miller may have been the first.
Maybe Paul George's kid, like in school. Like my dad's the best basketball player to ever play.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Arian,
do your kids brag on you, Arian?
Yeah. Well, one of them does. My youngest son does. He loves me. I mean the other ones love me as well, but it's like they don't give a shit about football. Like they know I'm well known, and like sometimes they'll like tell me, yeah, my friend wants a picture of you. Is that okay? There's shit like that, but they don't give a fuck about sports, like really. And my youngest doesn't. She has no idea what I did. But my oldest son is like, yo, that's my dad. He lifts all my stats. Like he's like that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
But your other kids, they don't brag on you at all. They're not like my dad was so good at running back.
No, my daughter couldn't give a shit. Like my daughter's 13. She's going to high school next year. She couldn't give a shit about that. I mean, she's appreciative. She understands, like, you know, what I did for a living, where I came from, and how it's, you know, giving her the privileges that she has. But she don't give a shit about that. It makes fun of it. So like if somebody comes up and asks me for a picture or something, you can see her in the background going, "We're doing that." It's funny.
That's funny because like every kid out there, I think to a certain extent, when they're growing up, is embarrassed. Like when their parents do something, or like, you know, you get dropped off at school, and like your parents, you know, make a big deal out of it. It's like human nature to like want to distance yourself at that type of age from your folks. But it's funny that like your daughter is like like busting your balls and embarrassed like that her dad's Arian Foster.
Yeah. She's at the age now, so she's starting to like, she's just now putting on makeup. She's just now like caring about the clothes, that she's asking for shoes, that kind of thing. So she's doing that. So she asked if I could take her and her friends to a movie. They have a little friend group, and there were some boys there. Going to be some boys there. And I was like, yeah, I'll take them. And then so as I'm picking them up from going to the movies, you know, they're walking to the car, and I start like blowing my horn, saying, "Hey, right here." and then one of the one of the boys and girls, they're like boyfriend girlfriend, and so like they're like hugging long before they get before the girls get in the car, and I just like roll my windows down and turn up like some loud ass like love song. Yeah, that shit's fun.
I bet the boys are like terrified of you. They're like, oh man, I don't want to fuck around. Her dad beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hit a kid, but I'm glad that they feel that way.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like you're not going to do anything about it. You're not going to do the Jay Feely thing, that the kicker for the Giants, that like at his daughter's prom, they were doing the pictures beforehand, and he just like pulled out a handgun and was just like holding a handgun next to it.
Can't do that.
Yeah, that's a little strange behavior. That's very strange.
He took it. He took the joke to like a different extent. The joke is
a weird place.
Yeah. Joke. It got weird, Jay. It got weird.
Yeah.
What was really cool?
Your presence alone is a deterrent.
Yeah, exactly. What's really cool is her little friend group. There's like some people who are like fans of my music. They like really like it, and so I have actually this album right here. I have some vinyls, and vinyls are cool for kids nowadays. And so my daughter asked if I could give them some vinyls, and they was like, "Tell Mr. Bobby Fino thank you for the vinyls." That was pretty dope.
So I don't know about you, PFT, but I'm getting kicked out of the hotel room.
Yeah, I asked for a late checkout.
That was a good idea.
It was
you guys
very
have to go
smart
snuggle
idea.
up together?
Yeah, I might have to go.
Billy, you can ask for a late checkout.
I'm going to do that.
It might be too late for that now.
I might be too late.
I think they'll be okay. You're here with Tight End University. They should be able to respect that.
Yeah. I just pretend I'm a tight end.
I have a teed off. And this is going to sound horny, but it's not.
Okay.
I just want to say for the record, I'm teed off. And I'm not. It's also not horny because as I talked to you guys earlier, I'm dealing with the aftermath of some bad sunburn. I forgot about the sun last week and just basically I headbutted the sun on Friday and didn't wear any sunscreen, any protection on my face when I was out in the Texas heat, which was like 102 degrees. So my forehead, my nose is peeling a little bit. I think hotels in a cost-saving fashion are starting to eliminate the free body lotion that they give you. That's like the first on the chopping block. They still have the shampoo, they've got the conditioner, they've got body wash, but first on the chopping block is the body lotion, and they know nobody's going to like call the front. They probably still have it down front, but they know nobody's going to call the front desk and be like, hey, I was wondering if I could get some body lotion. They know what that means, but I'm trying to stop myself from peeling, and I didn't have any body lotion. I didn't have any body lotion in the last hotel I was in either when I was trying to stop myself from peeling. And I've had to request body lotion, I had to do like 4 other things because you have to have a buffer zone, even though I don't need the lotion for what they think I need the lotion for. I'm like, yeah, can I get a razor, shaving cream, toothbrush, toothpaste? Oh, and I get some body lotion too. And then if you guys have deodorant, that'd be great too. They make you ask for it now. I think hotels are trying to pull a fast one on us.
I've been to Nashville before. I know for a fact there's drugstores there that you could have.
There are,
to.
but Big T
probably
used
pretty
to
close.
Yes, exactly. But every hotel used to have it. It used to just be one of the amenities. Now it's not an amenity anymore.
I don't know, man. I think that might be that hotel thing. I stay in hotels pretty frequently, and I pretty much always see lotion. I don't ever use it.
Last 2 hotels I've been in, when I've needed it for my face.
I don't know,
Call them
man.
out. Say their name.
Actually, because I'm in Houston and it's just so hot. And that's another thing. Am I bugging, or is this heat wave different? Like this feels hotter than I've ever felt before. Am I bugging?
No, I mean in Texas, I was in Austin last week, and I lived there for 8-9 years, and it was different. It was definitely different.
This shit's crazy. Like I won't go outside. Like I can't go. Like I'll go outside to go like throw the trash. Something. I'm like, yo, this is hot, dog. This is not this is crazy. This is not okay.
Yeah, we were playing golf when it was like 100 degrees outside. That's
This
have you
shit's-
been you can't golf.
Oh, I will always golf. I'll always golf, brother. We gotta
Yeah, it's
have our priorities.
different.
But
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just noticing. Maybe I've had a bad streak of hotels recently. But
I don't even use lotion because it's so
it's
hot.
definitely been a thing.
So like if I put lotion on, like it like melts off when you go outside. Like your skin moisturizes itself because it's always sweating. I just don't I don't wear lotion out here. It's wild. It ain't until I go back.
Billy,
to
did you have
California
lotion in your
where I put-
hotel?
I don't know. Didn't check.
Sure.
No, I see. I haven't checked.
Okay.
I know.
I'm willing to bet that there's lotion.
Shall we?
Let's do
Go
it.
Look for lotion.
Let's see.
I had to request my lotion.
If I can find lotion, give me 5 minutes or 30
5
seconds.
minutes.
Let's see if I
How
can
big
find
is
lotion.
that hotel room?
I don't know. Let me just go and look.
Billy's gonna go find the lotion and then be like, "Oh shit, it's 2/3 full," and then have to fill it up a little bit with water, shake it around a little bit, and then bring it back.
They got Billy in the LeBron suite from Disney World in the bubble.
Where is it? Nope, it's not over by the bed.
Yeah, he didn't go straight to the bathroom.
No, he didn't. That's a good point, Arian. Yeah.
See, lotion.
What are you talking about?
Every hotel I've ever been at has lotion. I don't.
There's lotion in a lover's kit.
I've never seen that. I've never seen the lovers kit.
Did you purchase this, Billy?
I saw no.
this-
I have a lover's kit too.
What's in the lover's kit is a couple's erotic vibrating ring,
No way.
a mini multi.
What?
Wow, there's a mini multi-speed vibrator, 2 premium condoms, and liquid pleasure.
That's something
You're
that
kidding.
they do.
No, that's a
Way.
joke.
No.
You're joking.
Unopened.
Bro, that's not a normal hotel amenity.
What the
that's,
fuck?
DFT, go
that's
find
something
yours.
with Barstool, like a gift bag or something like that.
No,
Bro,
it's in the mini bar.
No, there's no way.
They're grooming our children.
Pal, you said it, not me.
That's wild.
Yeah, well, I'll just keep chuckling, haha, and then, okay.
No, sweetie,
there's
stay away
body
from the
food.
mini bar.
It's in
That's
the mini bar.
insane.
That's nuts.
That's
That's
Is
actually
Nashville
pretty
a
lit.
horny
I mean,
place?
it's a hotel. Like,
I mean,
that
yeah.
actually makes
I
sense.
guess Nashville does make sense.
This thing seems too small to have all those things in there.
Crack it open, dog.
How'd you know?
I'm not getting
Is
that
it like
charge.
I
I'm
was
have
gonna say you have to
I can't
pay for
expense
it.
that.
Yeah, it's probably like $12. Actually, I mean, we talking about it on the show. I think you can actually.
Okay,
Wait.
Yeah.
Good point.
Concur.
Mackenzie, did you just say it is Nashville? That makes sense. Is Nashville like a horny city?
No, that's what we were all
I mean,
just
yeah,
saying.
that's
Madeline
like
said.
Broadway and all that shit is like, yeah, it's very horny. It's just a bunch
I-
of drunk people all wearing cowboy boots.
I mean, let's be honest. What isn't horny?
Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
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 Sure.
I'd say most of New Hampshire.
Okay.
Vermont is really low libido, I'd say.
What
But I
else
feel like
is-
people go for
Bismarck.
getaways.
Bismarck, not a horny city.
Oh, see, I think the opposite because there's nothing to do but fuck.
Nothing to do but fuck.
But,
Bottom-
Depending
but
on
one
where you
T.
place the comma. in
Bottom of the
there.
ocean, definitely not a horny place.
Yeah, no.
4 dudes.
There's a lot of banging going on. 30-minute increments.
The whales.
Yeah, the whales.
Yeah, we're making fun of possibly dead people. You guys are assholes.
Listen, if I die on a submarine that's going down to explore like a shipwreck where 1,500 people also died, I give you permission to make a couple jokes.
I already
So-
gave the internet permission. I can find that tweet, but I said absolutely I give the internet permission to make fun of my death. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
What's the hottest non-horny city? Because I feel like we named just a bunch of cold places.
Baghdad.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's honestly a pretty good answer.
Yeah, Fallujah. Either one of those two.
Tehran.
Where'd you say?
Tehran,
What's that?
capital of Iran.
What about the United
Beirut?
States?
Are we just naming Middle Eastern cities?
Yeah, they fuck in the Middle East.
Hot
No, but like
non-
Dubai is a sexy city.
Oh, what about like San Antonio?
Okay, Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
What did Charles Barkley say about San Antonio?
You can look it up later.
Oh.
Some big women in San Antonio. is
So
what he said.
I was gonna say Naples, Florida, but
Come
then
on.
I actually think that's
Charles Barkley said San Antonio women are fat.
Oh, have you not
You've
seen
never
that
seen
clip?
I have not seen
Oh,
this
it's
clip.
hysterical. You got to watch it. I was gonna say Naples, Florida, because it's all old people, but now I think about it, I think it might be like really horny.
It's like the
Yeah.
pendulum.
But
Oh, yeah.
like Arizona, like somewhere in Arizona.
No, they
The
are
dry-
they're
horny in
mega
Arizona.
horny. It's a ton of ex-Mormons there too.
Why are Arizonians so horny?
Scottsdale's big horny place.
Yeah, that Phoenix, the whole Phoenix area, very horny.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, University of Arizona State.
Yeah.
Horniest place on earth.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's like,
Is LA a horny place?
I think there's too much
Yeah.
traffic. I think there's too much traffic.
Yeah, they can't get to each other.
Yeah.
How are we defining a horny place?
Just a vibe.
Okay. Okay.
Houston,
then, yeah,
very horny.
it's like the strip club capital.
I mean,
think, in
yeah.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NBA players go out of their way to make
That's
sure
true.
they get to Houston.
That's true.
Atlanta, very horny.
Houston, Atlanta.
I
what else has
actually, I wonder. It sounds as we're going through this, there is a real correlation between temperature and horniness.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well-
hard. It's hard to not be horny when you're out in the sunshine all day, beautiful people, just having a great time.
I agree. And
Let's see.
where you wear less clothes.
Yeah. Conversely, you're in fucking North Dakota and you're wearing a jacket 9 months out of the year, and there's 2 feet of snow. Horniness not the number one thing on your mind.
Yeah, I agree. You're anywhere in Florida and you're basically halfway to fucking.
Okay, so home of the most strip clubs per capita in the U.S. kind of disproves this theory. Portland, Oregon.
Whoa.
Portland, Oregon.
Well,
has
that's
the
just
most
a
strip clubs per
lawless
capita.
play. That doesn't mean anything. They don't count.
You know, the outskirts are actually like really conservative.
Well, the
Yeah, but-
outskirts of a lot of places are really conservative.
Touche, Big T. Apologize for pointing that obvious fact out.
You think there are any like Antifa strip clubs in Portland?
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. In the Chop, is that one Portland? Or is it Chaz?
Oh, that's
The lawless zone.
that's Seattle.
Well, there was one in Portland, I thought.
Yeah, there might have been. I think that the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, the Chaz, I think that was
There was
I think that was
Chaz and
Seattle.
Chop. One of them was in Portland, I think.
Big T. Would
Anyway.
you go to an Antifa strip club if it
No.
was like the hottest dancers there?
No.
Big T, would you go to a strip club in general?
You go to a nice, good, clean Christian strip club.
I've never been to one. I don't think there would be a reason that I would.
You've never
ever
been to
go.
a strip club?
No.
Okay, fam.
I've never
listen.
really been to
listen,
any
listen.
club.
The
honestly.
drug
We
thing.
talked about that.
I'm very neutral on the drug thing. You can do drugs, not do drugs. We hit 100K. I'm not gonna hold you to it. It's whatever. You must go to a strip club. Big T in a strip club. You know what's fun, dog? You know what's fun? Going to a strip club with your lady. I promise you, you ask your lady to go to a strip club, she'll go.
I promise she
No.
wouldn't.
I promise you, dog.
I promise she wouldn't.
Listen, bro. Going to a strip club with your lady is one of the dopest experiences you can possibly have. It's so fun. It's so fun.
An argument on the way home if I've ever seen a setup.
No, bro, I'm telling you, bro. Okay,
It's like
You're trying to
guys
set
are-
up Big T.
I'm telling you, if you guys are both emotionally stable, emotionally intelligent, and you guys can express each other's feelings and understand that there are going to be other women you're attracted to in this world other than her, right? You can enjoy beautiful women, and she can too.
Don't.
And it is a great vibe.
Arian, I don't think there's enough rational.
No.
I'm telling you, man.
Uh-uh.
I'm
Wait,
telling you.
what?
Nope.
Hold on, Maddie. You want to go to
No,
strip club?
Maddie,
with your
wait,
dude?
you didn't hear what the rest of I was going to say.
I know what Arian said. What are you gonna say?
What did I say?
No. Okay. So what were you gonna say?
I was going to say, I don't think there's a lot of rational people that, if they see their significant other getting like ass thrown in their face that like are chill about it.
No.
That's
Look,
ma-
I
maybe that's a problem.
I would not do that. That would not be
Really?
my wheelhouse.
Okay,
Arian,
explain why. Explain why.
okay, there's a lot of reasons, and Mackenzie can chime in whenever she so pleases as well.
Okay, let's do it. What's the
One,
reason?
I would feel there's one strip club in New York I would go to with my partner, and that is Hoops Cabaret.
Is that the one that's like
The
half
basketball
sports
court.
bar, half?
I'd go to Hoops Cabaret. I've never been to a strip club. I've heard that it's very fun. Kate and the Beeve had their first date there.
That's sick.
I know. But there is like no part of me. I'm like pretty willing to admit I'm not a jealous person, but like I don't like need that to be a part of my like repertoire of like us going to a strip club together to make me like secure in my relationship. Like
I'm not saying be a regular.
no, but like just even once, like because then I would just think about it. One thing I am really good at is holding grudges, and if my boyfriend looked at a stripper the wrong way or touched her ass a little bit too much, I don't really know what goes on strip clubs besides Grand Theft Auto, but I would hold that against him until the day that him and I died. And I am fine with saying that, and I just don't think it's a place where I'd feel comfortable in general, let alone like bringing my boyfriend there. I would actually rather do anything else in the world than watch that happen in front of me.
Few things I want to unpack here.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is why you don't bring a girl to.
You said
No.
if he looks at a stripper the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want you to unpack that a little bit, because what I hear is, and you preface this entire thing with, I'm not jealous. I would argue the opposite.
And what if I am?
Jealousy stems from insecurity.
Look, I'm not saying I'm the most secure person in this world, but like if my boyfriend was giving eyes at like a stripper in the strip club and I'm sitting right there, like I would be pissed.
Okay, let's say it's not a stripper. Say a beautiful woman walks down the road and your man's happened to look. Are you mad at him?
No, but also my boyfriend should know better is to not do that in front of me.
But see, the to know better thing. Okay, Maddie, I'm gonna save you a lot of heartache. Just hear me out. Hear me out, Maddie. This is actually important. Whoever your next boyfriend, or you hold on, you got a dude, right?
Yeah.
Or you want to know? Yeah, I'm gonna save him too. Hear me clearly, Maddie.
Okay.
You're not the only woman on this earth that he finds beautiful. I promise.
No, I know. That's fine.
Hear me
You don't
out.
know that, Arian.
I promise you. I will bet my last dollar that is the case. The sooner you accept that fact and allow him, because listen, dudes have urges, right? If you allow him to express the urges with you in a non confrontational or egotistical way, to be like, she's gorgeous. That's a gorgeous woman. That means he's in a very good emotional place, and so are you.
No,
but the moment it's like, why are you looking at her? That kind of shit, that is a relationship doomed to fail.
No, like it's fine. Like I'm fine with me being like, oh my God, isn't she so hot? Like a Margot Robbie on the TV screen, or Madeline Klein in Outer Banks. Like, oh my God, isn't she so hot? That's fine, because I agree. Like I also can see that women are beautiful. Like I recognize that.
That's all a strip club is. Isn't she gorgeous? Yes, she is.
Too.
Now throw it back
It's too up in my. It's too up in my grill. It's like I don't need it. I don't need to like go seek out that.
Well, here's the thing about strip clubs: you don't have to get a dance. You don't have to.
And that maybe
you could just see him on the pole, just throw a little something at him, and that's it. You don't have to touch. Some places you can't touch. But it could just be like an enjoyment. I think you will find the bonding experience a lot better than you think.
That may be my inexperience of never been going to a strip club. Like I don't know what goes on in the hallowed halls.
Check it out.
I don't want to seek out that. And maybe that's on, and I think that's probably my insecurities is like, I don't want to go watch naked women with my boyfriend, but that's Mackenzie, what do you think?
I think I would personally, like, I wouldn't want to go. Like, I don't care if he goes, whatever. And like, Yeah, I don't care if he's like, look, like the point of going to a strip club is like
Is
you're
to look.
looking at strippers. So
I don't
like,
want to see it.
that's the point. So I don't really care. Also, like boyfriends of mine in the past, like if someone walks by, it's a guy, I'm like, oh, that guy's so hot, or like I love that guy. Like that'd be hypocritical of me for if he like said a girl was pretty or whatever. Like I joke about that all the time, so I can't like say it the other way. Like that's totally fine if he thinks someone else is pretty.
So, Arian,
Fair.
from the guy's point of view, as you can see, it really is not worth the trouble of trying to convince your girlfriend to go to the strip club.
I think I disagree. I'm just saying, like, when you're in a really good place, it's a fun bonding experience with your significant other. I think if that is an issue, I feel like there's some things that need to be addressed emotionally. If those kind of things, that's just my opinion. I'm not
maybe it's just you know what you like, what you don't like, and you know
case.
that this would be a bad experience.
Yeah.
There's
And
other
trying to
bonding
force-
experiences.
Trying to force the experience might not be the best idea.
Yeah.
I didn't say force. I said try.
I don't
just
even
said
think
try.
I'd want to
Here's-
go to a strip club, period. Like,
Here's
whether
a
or not
neutral
it's
date
boyfriend.
idea.
Yeah, that's my main thing. It's like
Yeah.
I would just be uncomfortable
I'd
in
be
general.
uncomfortable in
Male.
I wanna hear
or
Billy's
women
neutral
strip
date
club.
idea.
Y'all would. I really don't
Neutral-
think y'all would.
Neutral date idea, falconry.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Just like interact with large birds of prey. You talk about the birds, then go hiking. There's a little hiking involved, and the bird flies around you. You're a falconer. There's a falconer guide. Definitely check it out. It's something pretty. It's a great date idea. You know, like you'll just talk about the birds on the drive back, and just something to look into.
Something for everybody on a falconry date. Big T, would you be more inclined to go
Great
to a strip
pictures.
club if it was a conservative strip club where all the
Define
dancers-
what that would entail.
dancers,
Star-spangled bikinis.
all the dancers, good Americans, vote red.
Pasties.
Maybe some pasties.
Nope.
It sounds like you're defeating the purpose of a strip club, though. You could just go to like a rally.
yeah, but they're naked.
Donald Trump EDM is the only thing that's on.
Oh, that would be electric.
Just his speeches, just his quotations, and then EDM beat drops.
All they wear, Big T, giant long red ties.
That would
That's
be
actually
cool.
fire.
See, that's the thing. Is like I think sometimes people are attracted occasionally to the things that they don't like. So like Arian going to a Donald Trump themed strip club with the long red ties, all that, you're like, oh, that might be nice.
I've been said I wanted to have a conservative counterpart.
Yeah,
Not
that's
to
true.
date, but to, like, have a good time with.
Yeah, or so like Big T, you go to the strip club in Portland and all they're wearing is an N95 mask, securely fitted. And that's it.
It's gonna be a hard no.
Stop the spread.
I
Yeah.
somewhere
Excuse
did that.
me,
I
Miss
guarantee
Stripper.
it. Somewhere did that. There was
Oh, for sure.
I want to say it was
course.
Toronto. They had a during COVID. They had a drive-through strip club.
Mm-hmm. I remember
I-
that.
So it was.
Strippers probably had it the worst during COVID.
Pretty sure people that got COVID had it the worst during COVID.
I retract my statement.
They were essential workers. So Big T, you've never been. You're probably never going to go, unless you're dragged there. To any club, right?
Yeah, like the kids here, they love to party. They love to go hit the clubs. I hear every Monday morning about what club everybody was at, and I'm past those days. I can't.
You'll never find me in a club.
I'm the
same
I'll
way.
do a nice bar from 9 to 10:30. But I mean, these kids are doing. There are one of my good friends here, Jack McCarthy, told me a few weeks ago he was going to see a DJ at some warehouse in Brooklyn who began his set at 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "You've got to be kidding me."
It's wild.
I hate the sound of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
these
that
kids
sounds horrible.
are just wild. But that's the club scene.
Billy went to a club last night. Billy went out clubbing. He said, "You'll never find me in one." Well, that's cap because Billy went last night, and I don't think he stayed for that long. Really, the line between club and bar is starting to blur a little bit.
Nah.
What's the difference?
Clubs like they have like couches. They have some bars have couches. Is this like a hill mountain thing?
I feel like a club you can get bottle service at, and a bar you can't.
You can get bottle service at some bars.
There's designated places to dance in a club. In a bar, there's open space, but that's just like to get around from table to table. There's TVs in bars, like it's more for like a sports enjoyment kind of thing or whatever. But like clubs are like you're here to like dance, meet people, and look at your phone.
In a club, I feel like you can just never hear anybody talk in a club.
Yeah, it's super loud. Yeah.
Why is that enjoyable?
I think that the bars in Nashville do it the best.
You want to hear bad things with your friends. That's what's enjoyable.
Yeah, Billy, you went out to a club last night.
That's not. It was a bar.
Were you in VIP?
Technically, but it was the VIP section of a bar.
You have a wristband on?
Yes, but that was for other reasons.
Was there dedicated tables and bottle service that was brought over?
Not exactly.
What do you mean?
There was buckets of beverages that were brought over.
Were they in bottles?
No, they were in cans.
What was the seating situation like there, Billy?
Booths and standing tables.
And what were in these booths? Like couches?
Kind of.
You were in a club last night.
That was not a club. That was not a club.
Billy was in a club last night.
They were playing country music. That's not a club.
Like in a club like country music.
They have country music clubs.
I don't know.
No, I'm kind of on Billy's side.
That sounds like a good club.
Wait, hold on. Y'all are saying they can't play country music in a club?
Where's a country music club? You can play country music in a bar.
The one you went to.
But that's a bar. It says bar in its name.
I do think that is more of a bar, for sure. But it sounds like
Aldean's is a bar.
When they do the hold down shit, when country people do the hold down, like they dancing in for, you know what I'm saying? That's a club. Just a country club.
That's a square dance hall.
That's what I'm saying. That's a club. How is it not a club? Differentiate a club between that shit and the club.
I think I've got a good differentiator. To be a club, you have to have one of the light up marquee signs
Yes.
with sparklers coming out each side that says like it's Arian's birthday and there's girls in bikinis going like this with it. That's a club.
I don't like that distinction.
I think it was a club. I'm asking Hank right now because Hank went out with Billy. Billy, I think, has to get going because he's going to tight end university and he's going to get laid out by Travis Kelce today. So that's going to be fun. Billy, I'll hit you up.
I feel like you've
when I'm done
told Travis
recording.
Kelce it's okay to tackle me.
It is okay to tackle you.
Get him off you.
In fact, we were saying earlier,
run him
Billy,
over.
we were talking behind your back a little bit. I'm sorry for doing that. I try not to do that to anybody, but I was saying that your dream is to get slightly injured by Travis Kelce, and then you have like a workers' comp issue, and you don't have to ever go to work because you can work from home.
No.
And then
No.
and then also when you're looking for your new apartment, you're like, well, I have to get a first floor with no stairs at all because my ankles hurt, and so because of a work injury, I can't take an elevator or use stairs. So you guys should pay for my rent too.
I think that's like despicable to financially take advantage of people like that.
Despicable.
Yeah, it's like disgusting.
You've definitely thought about it.
No, I wouldn't want to like scam my way into being unemployed. Contrary to popular belief, I like to work.
No, not unemployed. I'm saying you would keep your job here, but you would have to always work from home, and you'd see if Barstool you could expense your new apartment because you had to get it because you couldn't go upstairs anymore.
Okay, there is some room for agreement there, but
Okay.
well, great episode today, guys.
All right, Billy.
I gotta go.
Billy's got to head out. Billy, before you go, I received text message back from Hank asking him. I said, "Would you describe where you and Billy went last night as a club?" And he said, "For sure, club vibes." So earlier in this episode, no longer than probably 15 minutes ago, Billy said, "You will never find me ever in a club."
It's
Billy, you
a
were in a club
bar.
last night.
It's a bar. It's Jason Aldean's bar.
Do they have
Club Guy Billy.
a lit marquee that says it's Billy's birthday that with sparklers?
Nope.
I'm gonna look into that.
Jason Aldean's kitchen and rooftop bar. And I don't think anyone brought me sparklers last night. I can actually assure you nobody did.
I didn't say brought you one. I said, do they have it?
Is it an option?
I think it's probably an option. I think if
Yeah.
you asked politely, they would bring you sparklers for Billy's birthday. So Billy's exit on this show is brought to you by Hey Dude. Billy, you're splitting. Are you wearing your Hey Dudes?
I'm splitting in my Hey Dudes.
All right. Billy was at George Kittle's gym in his barn yesterday. He was rocking the Hey Dudes. You can see video and photography evidence of that. Hey Dudes, they make one of the world's most comfortable shoes. They're so comfortable. They make your feet and your day better. They are the best shoes. I love my Hey Dudes. They're super lightweight. You can put them on so easy. They slip right in, no tying necessary. And they've got a ton of variety. They've got prints, colors, materials, styles, whatever you want. There's a look for everyone. And right now they've got an awesome offer. This kind of sale only happens a few times a year from June 11th through June 24th. You can get 25% off almost everything at heydude.com when you use promo code DUDE25. So it's June 22nd right now. You've got 2 more days to get your Hey Dudes 25% off at heydude.com when you use promo code DUDE25. I've got a pair of Hey Dudes. Billy has a pair. Billy bought multiple pairs for his dad for Father's Day. Hey Dudes are awesome shoes. I love them. Perfect to wear around the house, perfect to wear out on a quick errand, or if you're just going out on the town, you want something casual, something comfortable, check out Hey Dude. They've got expanded silhouettes, including sandals, slides, sneakers, slip-ons. They've got the most popular models, the Windy for girls, the Wally for guys. If you're looking for a birthday present or any sort of summer present, really, 4th of July present, give a gift, shout out America. Get a pair of Hey Dudes, 25% almost everything, 25% off almost everything at heydude.com. Use promo code DUDE25. Sale ends on June 24th. All right, we're back, and we have video evidence that it was in fact a club. Hank also, he replied, the EDM music and strobe lights. That's a fucking club. Billy was in the club last night.
It's got roped off sections with couches, sparkler. I found sparklers in their little promo video. I think it's both.
Oh yeah, that's a club.
It's both, but the part they were in is a club.
I'd say like after dark, it turns into a club. It's a bar by day. It's like Batman and Bruce Wayne. Bar by day, club by night. Billy was in a club last night.
Agreed.
It's been settled.
Makes sense.
We got anything else we want to talk? We were going to talk about a different topic today, but I feel like the Titanic conversation, that's hot in the news right now. And getting an interview with Dirty Water Don, who has a personal connection with the sub, that's a good topic for today's show. I think that we hold off on what we're going to discuss because we got into the Titanic so hard. Really a deep dive on the Titanic and the exploration today, if you will.
Nice.
Can we do this topic next week? Because I love this topic.
Yeah, I think we can. We should. I did some research into it as well. So next we can just announce it right now.
Yeah.
Next week we'll do Watergate.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to discuss Watergate. I have a personal family connection to the Watergate break-in, believe it or not.
That's sick.
So looking to getting involved.
That is cool.
It is kind of cool. One of the I'll save it, but the night of the Watergate break-in, there's a person that is very close to my family that was in that office on the night, like as the break-in was happening.
It's pretty sick.
Damn.
Yeah.
Also, everybody here should watch All the President's Men if you haven't seen it.
Great movie. Great movie.
Might be in my top 15.
I like a good journalism movie.
Oh, some of the
Love
best
a journalism
movies.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's that? The
Spotlight.
best one I seen. Yeah, that's what's the
Spotlight,
Catholics.
The Post, really
That one's
good.
fire.
Mm-hmm.
The Post has a couple characters who were involved. I mean, it's about the Nixon administration. It's not about. It's about the Pentagon Papers, not this, but several characters that are involved in Watergate also.
Yeah, there used to be like a really poppin' genre. It was just like movies about journalism. I feel like they don't make good movies about journalism anymore.
They don't make good journalism anymore either, so it's a pretty good correlation.
Is 27 Dresses, is that technically
Oh, good call,
a
Mackenzie.
journalism movie?
I've never seen 27
What?
Dresses. I don't know.
Oh, you would
I
love
can't
it.
fathom it would be about
He
journalism.
falls in love with the journalist.
Yeah, he's writing
a
an
story about her.
article about her.
That's
Okay,
a
that's
great
not-
poll, Mackenzie.
But that's not about. That would be like saying, what's the movie I'm thinking of right now?
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yes.
Another
also
journalism
journalism.
movie.
I totally
You're
lost
so right.
the movie I was thinking of, and now I can't.
Never Been Kissed.
No, I haven't seen that.
I don't think I've
I don't
seen
know.
that.
It'll come to me later.
You like rom-coms, Big T?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Never Been Kissed is without a doubt a journalism movie. Drew Barrymore goes back to school to write about it as a journalist.
I've never seen that.
Mm-mm.
Actually, the more I think about it, the more journalism movies are all rom-coms these days.
Yeah.
It's because they just fall in love with the reporter.
Like, is Devil Wears Prada?
No, it's a fashion movie more than journalism. I get
But
where you're
she
coming from.
wants to be a journalist.
But she's not.
The bad guy works for New York Magazine, I think.
I can see that angle.
I would say it's not, but I'm just saying if we're counting those.
True.
Anyway, All the President's Men, probably the best journalism movie ever.
You like Bob Woodward
Yeah,
as a journalist?
yeah.
He's still around. He's still doing journalism.
Is he still working?
Yeah, he writes books about every president.
Really?
I know he wrote several about George W. Bush. I'm pretty sure he wrote some about Trump.
You know what? I do
don't know what he
remember
did
now
with
the
Obama.
thing he did about Trump. I do remember that a couple years ago.
Is that fake news or was that real journalism?
I'll have to read it and then I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Oh, Zodiac. It was about the serial killer in the Bay Area.
Yeah, that's a
Yep.
journalism movie.
That's a fire movie. I'm looking at like this list of like top 20 journalism movies. I've only seen like 3 of them. Oh, Anchorman. That's journalism.
Oh
movie?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. I feel like
I mean-
journalism movies are pretty formulaic, where they work on a story for a little bit, and then the editor's like, "You've been working on this story for too long. You need to do something else. You spend too much time on this." And then they're like, "No, you don't understand. This is important." And then they work on their spare time. Then they uncover more shit. Then they bring it back to their editor, and their editor is forced to kill the piece because of powers that are beyond his control or her control.
Mhm.
And then later on, the editor's like, "You know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it anyways. Let's put the truth out there." And then they end up putting the truth out there, and then everybody lives happily ever after.
What about Bombshell,
Yeah,
the one about Roger Ailes?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Has
Yeah,
Margot
it's
Robbie?
involved. It's like journalism adjacent because it's about a bunch of journalists, but I don't think like it's not.
It's not
the
about
story has to be-
journalism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that show, what was it, Inventing Anna, that came out? That
yeah.
was a journalism show, but that stunk. That was one of the ones where the more interesting story was not about the journalism; it's about the person,
Mhm.
and they made it like a journalist piece.
I also found out there's a series on HBO Max that just came out in May that I hadn't heard about till I was looking up stuff for Watergate. It's called The White House Plumbers, and it has Woody Harrelson in it, and it's about Gordon Levitt and what's the other guy's name? Howard Hughes? Is that his name?
I don't know anybody's name.
It was 2 of the guys that were covering all the shit up for Nixon. Howard Hunt and G. Gordon Liddy. Those are their names.
It was a good show.
I haven't seen it. I'm going to watch it today.
I've heard it's good
Okay,
from the LCB guys.
we're doing a review on the Jared from Subway documentary on Part of My Take,
Oh, that's fire.
So I had to watch that a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
That is fucked up. That is one of the more fucked up stories in the history of stories.
It's wild.
I haven't watched that yet, but this is like a random fact, but I actually have a picture with Jared from Subway. I met him like years and years ago. Like I think I was maybe in middle school, and
that's not good.
No, but
Yeah,
it was like
that's
that
not
was
when
his
you want to meet Jared.
No,
from
I know,
Subway.
but it was
was
so
his
funny because
demographic.
he was like relatively famous then. And like when I was younger, I just like loved famous people. I was like, anyone famous, like they're so
Not
cool.
relatively. Jared was famous.
He was
as shit.
famous, yeah.
He was like very famous.
He was like in the commercials with Michael Phelps, like at that time and everything. And one of my family friends like who worked for Subway and like knew him personally, actually. And he was like doing some meet and greet thing, and I went and got a picture with him. So
Do you have that picture?
yeah, I have it. He like
need
signed it and everything. Yeah. But I haven't watched the documentary, so maybe I won't. But it's
Yeah.
it's a very random.
That's like a journalism movie. The documentary.
Yeah.
Because it's the whole thing broke because the shorty was just onto him. Like the shorty was just onto who that. She was a radio journalist, I think. Or just like a radio personality, and she just was on to Buddy and just got on his bumper and like finagled him into telling him everything. Wild.
Yeah, it's actually crazy. And as you go through it, you learn that Jared is an absolute scumbag, but there are also people that are involved in the story that are worse than him.
Which ones? I don't remember.
His business manager and his business manager's wife.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like some of the worst people on planet Earth. And Jared's up there. But the foundation manager's wife may be the worst person ever. I think I can confidently say she's definitely the worst person that I've seen in any documentary, like modern day documentary. Just bad human being. But yeah, if you want to like ruin your evening and just feel disgusted with the planet, then watch the Jared from Subway documentary.
So, my man gets out of jail. I think he's slotted 2029.
Jared?
Mm-hmm. Wait.
That's it.
Yeah. Fogel must serve at least 85% of the sentence, meaning he will be at least 51 years old when his release. His projected release date is March 24th, 2029.
He's not like Dunzo?
Nah, they get out all the time. That's not like a life sentence.
Well, if you watch the documentary, I'm not going to give away too much of it because we're about to review it, but the stuff that they can convict him of, that they have proof of, is not like the worst stuff that he did. He definitely for sure did some really, really like over the top, heinous shit, but they don't have enough evidence to prove that in court. They just have, it's basically like hearsay and what he told people, but they don't have any evidence that it actually happened. Mm-hmm. But the stuff that they can get him for, which was more of the like child porn and like trying to do stuff.
Oh, that's what it was. It was he was sending like, that's what it was. He was sending texts with like his manager or whatever, like, and they were going back and forth saying like, basically courting people, were saying, "Hey, look at," and it was bragging about it, like, look at this one, look at that one, like that shit, like that.
Yeah. It was alluded to that he did some like actual physical stuff with kids, but they can't prove that he ever like physically did anything bad in a court of law. They can just prove that he was like distributing the pictures and stuff. So they threw the book at him with that, and he got, I think, the maximum sentence possible when it came to that. But yeah, he's going to get out. That's crazy that he's getting out in just a couple years. Part of my cheesesteak will not be entering a sponsorship with Jared from Subway. I'd like to announce that.
Good call.
Thank you.
Disavow. So, you guys want to do some voicemails?
All right, ready?
Yep.
This is Jack from Belmar, New Jersey. I just want to know what famous person throughout history or what president do you think would have made the best running back? Thanks, guys.
Well, which is it? President, or can we do anyone? Or do you
Let's
want to
go
do
president?
You want to do one of each?
It was president, and what was the other category?
He just said any notable person throughout history, but then he changed it to president. I'll give you one.
Yeah,
of
let's
each.
do one of each.
All
Let
right,
me look up how big this guy was.
I just gotta go with Barack for obvious reasons. He looked like the most athletic.
Oh, he's kind of a big target.
But I mean, like all the dudes that were like semi-athletes were like all like fat. Like what I think who's it? Teddy actually played.
Gerald Ford played football at Michigan, right?
Yeah, he was a center at Michigan.
I'm saying he's a center though.
Yeah, but that was back when offensive linemen weren't what they are now. He wasn't a big guy.
True. I seen Barack put up some shots. I'm just gonna go with him because got the gene for it. That's what
I feel. Teddy, I think Teddy would be a good running back. He was a pretty good soldier. He saved football. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. Like he changed the laws or changed the rules to prevent head injuries. Mm-hmm. So football was about to be banned at colleges and universities. Teddy stepped in, saved the day. I imagine he could play.
I think a historical figure.
Jacked up. He was huge. He's like what, 6'2", 6'3", probably like 225, 230.
Who you cut out when you said who?
Bill Clinton.
Oh, he always looked frail to me.
Recently, he's been frail, yeah, but back in the day, he was a strong guy, big guy.
He's a big old Arkansas boy.
But 6'2", 6'3" might be too big for running back.
Well, then
how tall are you?
I'm 6'1". And I'm tall for running back.
Well, then let me give you mine because mine's the exact opposite. I've got a nice Darren Sproles type.
Go ahead.
James Madison, 5'4", stays behind his pads, real shifty. I think he'd be a good first and second down guy.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Threat to catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah, good hands.
Mm-hmm. I got my non-president, Jesse Owens.
Oh, the fastest guy of all time.
You can't pick a world-class athlete.
Great pick, Arian.
What you mean?
Great pick, Arian. You took
okay. I mean, I'll take fucking Lamar Jackson. Put him at running back.
We talking about like in history, bro.
Why not Michael Johnson? He'd be pretty good at running back too. He's good at running. How about no? I picked Usain Bolt. That's who I choose.
Well, he's 6'5". That's not a good running back height.
I feel like Bessie would be a good running back.
I don't know. I don't know that he's built to take hits.
He's quick. He's shifty. No hands like Arian.
He's shorter than James Madison. Isn't he like 5'3"? Oh, 5'7".
I think Messi's
5'7".
5'6" probably.
He gets a bad rap. I feel like 5'7" is much taller than I would have anticipated.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
My historical one is Genghis Khan. Got that bulldog mentality to him.
East-west runner, yeah.
I think
not so much a north-south guy.
I think he'd put up some numbers. Honestly, Madison and Khan, first and second down, and then bring in Genghis for your third down, 3rd and 3. It's time to run the football. Genghis Khan.
William Shakespeare seems like he could put up some yards too. Kind of similar, like slight build, very, very nimble on his feet. He already wears the big cowboy collar. Maybe he's a fullback. I don't know.
It's a good call.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Who else from a historical standpoint? I'll tell you who'd be a bad running back is Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
Abe he's just such a big target to hit. Like he's all shins.
And couldn't take shots.
So
it's true.
Is it too soon?
No.
Yeah.
Let it fly.
You don't want Abe in the play action, you know?
You son of a bitch. I had a good joke and then you fucking upstaged it like an asshole.
No, Big T.
No,
it was
that's okay.
It was Dwayne Wade tossing it to LeBron.
No, it's okay. You get all the shine.
I feel like you get way more shot in terms of Big T stepping up to the plate and absolutely delivering crushing takes on the show.
No, it's okay. It was a good joke.
You had a good joke too.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks.
Thanks. Mad Dog, McKinsey, who do you guys like in terms of running backs?
Do you have one?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. This
More
might
of a
just be
dude topic.
more of a you guys thing. I was thinking like celebrities, like athletic celebrities. But I feel like all of them would be too like my mind was like The Rock. He's way too big to be running back.
And he played football at the University of Miami.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's a good like size comparison for a running back. That's like, what about Tom Cruise? Is he?
Oh, he's tiny.
He's little.
But aren't
yeah.
running backs like usually kind of smaller?
Yeah. No, Tom Cruise,
Sometimes.
that's not a bad call.
He can't run. Every movie he's ever in, this motherfucker is sprinting.
He also got butt pads.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
has
who?
a fake ass.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Look up Tom
In
Cruise
Valkyrie.
fake ass.
There's no
Really?
way he
Yeah.
did that.
Look up Tom Cruise Valkyrie ass.
I'm not. I'm not.
So,
Googling Tom
but this
Cruise's
isn't
ass.
like implanted into his body.
No,
This
it's like
is-
he's wearing like he
Oh,
like
well, that's different.
no.
Oh.
What? It's not like he got like a BBL
That's what I
Right. Well,
thought y'all was
he's just
talking
wearing
about.
a costume then.
to make sure his ass looks fatter.
Okay, but you made it sound like he got a Kim Kardashian like injection.
Oh no. He didn't get like a BBL.
Was it in
plastic
regular
surgery.
life or like
No, it
for
was
a movie?
It was for a movie.
Okay.
Was it Valkyrie?
Oh,
Yes.
you just said that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like Tom Cruise, and then I don't know presidents like that. That would be good running backs. That's not my
Yeah,
game.
that's where my issue lies.
No.
Just pick one.
Harrison. He went to Miami. I'll give him. I don't know. Is that a good one? I don't know.
I don't know anything about him.
Sure.
All right, next
What
one.
about Wesley Snipes?
Who's that?
Wesley Snipes, I feel like would be a good running back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Action
yeah.
star. He was good in Major League. He was quick when he played Willie Mays Hayes.
That's true. Yeah.
He's an
Yeah, he got-
athlete.
yeah, he's an athlete for sure. Yeah.
White men can't jump.
White man can't jump. Yeah, he was doing
Yep.
his thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. I like that. I like that pick.
Yeah, I don't know. This is not my question. Do you want to do another voicemail?
Yep.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chris from Austin, Texas. Just quick little question for y'all. I just wanted to know, as you guys were growing up, what was your favorite meal that your parents or grandparents would make for y'all? Also, second part of the question, now that you have to cook your own meals sometimes, what's your favorite meal that you could cook for yourself or others? That's about it. Pretty easy. And I got a quick, what's my beef? And my beef is with Arian and Big T. Nothing too crazy. I just want to see what's going on with that content of you guys going to games together. I feel like you guys always talk about going to games together or making plans and nothing ever comes out to light. I feel like that series could be really great just to see Big T and Arian getting fucked up at a game. But anyways, guys, stay beautiful and y'all take care. Love y'all.
We do want to film a pilot for that. I feel like
Yeah.
once we're in Chicago, it would probably be easier. We don't have much
Yeah.
time left before then. So
Yeah, we can go
But
over the
at some point-
schematics. I like it.
this fall-ish, let's plan to
Go to Soldier Field.
Soldier Field. We could go to Northwestern.
Anywhere.
Black
We can
Hawks
go to some
game.
like obscure thing, a play, something, all that.
Oh, but you can't
do
talk
that
during a
with it.
play.
Yeah.
I
Or
like that.
record.
Who can't talk during a play?
Anyone.
People in the audience,
Be talking.
they will kick you out.
I'll be talking.
Mhm. Maybe an outdoor play like Shakespeare in the Park.
Mm, some kind of event. But to answer his question, my mom, there's two things that she made that were fired up. She made this pot roast. It was just, the meat was so amazing. And she put all these veggies in there. The potatoes were just, you could just crush them with your pinky. It's just so delicious. And then the other thing, she made these things called homemade pizzas. She called them. It was like what's the long breads called? The French
French
bread.
bread. That's
So
good
she would
stuff.
she would take French bread. She would cut them in fours, like half, and then cut them in half, and then she would put put pizza toppings on that shit and bake them. That shit was fire. That was a treat when she did that.
What do you make now, Arian? What's your go-to now?
My go-to is like breakfast,
Hmm.
like any breakfast. My breakfast sandwiches are a hit. I could cook, like I just don't choose to, but breakfast would probably be my go-to.
That's good. That's good. My favorite meal growing up was Mimi's chicken. My grandma in North Carolina, she was a great cook. She made great Southern food, and her fried chicken was incredible. Yeah, I always said it had more protein. That's why I liked it. I liked her fried chicken more than anybody else's because of protein. But it would always be two pies that would be in the refrigerator when I'd come to visit that she would make from scratch, and then she would make her fried chicken. Also, she'd make tomato sandwiches that she'd get the tomatoes from the garden in the back, and that was simple. It was like fresh tomato, mayonnaise, salt, pepper, white bread, and that's it. And summertime tomatoes, so good. But yeah, her chicken, it was like a little bit different from Popeyes or KFC. It didn't have that much breading. It was like a light coat of breading on it. But goddamn, it was so good. So she also made a ton of casseroles, which I loved. But Mimi's chicken was my favorite meal growing up by far. If I'm cooking, I've been making a lot of steaks recently, but I'm nasty with dumplings. I make a good Chinese dumpling. I perfected the art of that, which is it's a big process because you got to like make the meat, you got to take the wrappers, fill the wrappers, seal them up, steam them or fry them, whichever way you want to go. And so it's like an afternoon evening thing that you do. It's like a process. You have a dumpling wrapping party. That's always fun to do. So I'd say my dumplings are probably the best meal that I make. But in New York, it's tough to make because you don't have that much room. You got to like get this big ass steamer out, set them to the side once they're done, wait for them to cool while you're making the next batch. I'm gonna do a big dumpling party this summer in Chicago for sure.
Arian,
Also, I'm nasty. I'm nasty at Uncrustables.
do you do something with those or just open them?
I open it and I put it in the air fryer.
So that's why I was asking. Some people like fry them.
Well, I use the air fryer, which is like a small convection oven. So
I know
it's
what an
not
air
like an
fryer
oven.
is.
Okay.
Some people do both. Some people actually fry them.
So you put them in oil and you fry them in the pan.
Yeah,
I bet that'd probably be pretty good.
I know what an air fryer is. God,
Yeah, that was kind of wild.
that was insane. That was crazy. I don't even remember what I was going to say before that now. I'm so mad.
I'm sorry. I thought you were saying an air fryer was a fryer.
No, I was asking because some people fry them. Anyway.
Okay.
I don't even remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, he fucking snapped. He's a
Whatever. Go then. Do the next one.
Wait, what about you? What do you make? And what'd you like to eat growing up?
My dad made outstanding French toast, which is why I get upset now when I go somewhere and get French toast and there's flowers, and I mean we've been over that.
You gave me a good recommendation this weekend.
Yeah. I can't cook anything. I don't even try.
Really? Not at all?
No.
wow. I thought you'd be a little chef, man.
No. I let other people handle that.
Like, so do you
Okay.
constantly just eat out?
Here a lot, yeah. I'm gonna try to not do that as much when I move to Chicago and have an apartment that's not the size of my shoe.
That's fair.
What about you guys?
I ate ramen noodles every day after school growing up by my they called them nanny noodles, or like by my aunt that I called nanny. And
Hold on, when you say ramen, is it for the package or like actual ramen?
no, from the like package, like
Oh,
straight up. And I didn't realize, like growing up, kind of like how I really thought Long John Silver's was a delicacy. I also thought ramen noodles were a delicacy growing up, and I'm shocked I don't have like high cholesterol due to that. Like every single day after school I'd have them, and she would hit them with a ladle before she would cook them so that the noodles were smaller instead of just like putting the whole packet in the boiling water. So now that's what I have to do, because then I eat them with a spoon instead of a fork, and I get all the broth. So ramen noodles. Now I'm really good with a crock pot. I have a mini crock pot in my apartment. I throw a ton of shit in the crock pot, and I love the crock pot.
Explain to Big T what a crock pot is?
Yeah, so it's like basically a slow cooker. You can put stuff in the morning, and then when you come home from work, it's ready.
I hate this show.
A crock pot, or I make a good buffalo chicken dip.
Oh, I love buffalo chicken dip.
Yeah, I make a good buffalo chicken dip. Mackenzie?
I would say probably chicken parm or chicken cordon bleu. My mom made really good growing up. And then now I do I cook, but not well. I do a lot of bowls, so rice with veggies and chicken or meat. That's my go-to. Or quesadillas. I make a lot of quesadillas. But yeah, I'm not the best cook.
Arian, do you have Publix in Texas?
I think so, yeah.
Have you ever been?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, Mackenzie said chicken parm. Publix recently just put out a chicken parm chicken tender sub, which the Publix chicken tender sub is goated, for those who know. So I'll be back in the South in 2 weeks, and I can't wait to try it.
I want a review on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be in
Where you
Florida
going?
for July 4th.
Florida. Okay.
Publix chicken tender subs, like the buffalo one. Have you had that?
Mm-hmm.
So good.
First Publix run that first Saturday morning gonna be legendary. I'll send
Film
y'all
something.
videos.
Yeah.
Yes, please do. You would not expect a grocery store sub to be as good as it is. It has no business.
Outstanding. But you going to the grocery store the first day that you're at the beach is a outstanding experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
There
Especially if it's a Publix.
no rules.
What's the wildest you've ever gotten at a grocery store at the beach?
I mean, last year, so the Publix is right next to my girlfriend's dad's house. So it's walking distance, a 2-minute walk. So I went 4 or 5 times throughout the week and just run out of some. I'd go back and get it 4 more. I've frequented that Publix, and I look forward to doing so again. I think I bought 3 12-packs of Mr. Pibb in a week.
You're a Mr. Pibb guy?
Yes, and you can't find it anywhere. You can't buy. The only place that has it is Chipotle. And but you can't buy, stores don't have it here.
Mm-mm.
Nowhere. And on Amazon, it's $80. It's
Really?
crazy. You can't
What?
find it. But they
It's
have
just
it.
Mr. Pibb.
I know.
Is that the same thing as Pibb Extra?
Yeah. It used to be called Mr. Pibb. Now it's called
Yeah.
Pibb Extra.
I just didn't know if there was a difference between, because I remember when they rebranded.
Yeah,
and I was
no,
like,
they
wait,
just
was this
called
the-
it something new. But they have it at that Publix.
I was in a store the other day. I forget what it was. Some sort of fast food, maybe. Maybe it was a Taco Bell. No, it was a Culver's. There's a Culver's in Austin, and we stopped in Culver's to get a Butterburger, and they had Mellow Yellow at the soda machine, old school Mellow Yellow. That the color that is in Mellow Yellow it's basically like the macrodosing logo. That type of yellow green. It is insane. It looks like kind of a highlighter. If you take a fistful of vitamins, vitamin B, and then you go to the bathroom 2 hours later, that's the color of Mellow Yellow.
Do they still make Mellow Yellow?
I don't know. They had it here.
At Culver's.
They've had a bunch of remember Surge? You remember Surge?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had a bunch of those kind of that never really caught on. And there's always one that pops up.
Surge was an all-time sleepover soda. It's you're gonna drink some Surge and you're gonna be up till 4 a.m. playing Crazy Taxi.
My version of Surge was Vault. That was a little bit after y'all's time, but Vault was kind of like the reintroduction of Surge.
We're still consumers, though.
I know, but it was you had to be 11 at that time to really appreciate Vault.
Yeah, I would imagine that Surge was only purchased by mostly middle schoolers, and then a significant gap in age, and then people who worked in manual labor that had to stay up at night, and that was their soda of choice.
Was this actually an energy drink? I don't think it was it?
Did you guys ever have Jolt?
Never heard of it.
One of my dad's friends, his son died after he drank it. He had like some kind of condition, I forget what it was, but it kicked it up, like it started it. And he died from like I don't think they would say it was from that, but it started his, I forget what he had.
It's like too much caffeine.
Something happened, but he had a condition though, so it wasn't like. But I remember he was like, I think it was like 10 or 12 or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah. So that because of that, I never tried it.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
That would actually make some people go out there and want to buy it.
No question. Greatest advertisement in the world.
Yeah. All right. Good episode today.
Yeah, man.
We got to the bottom of the Titanic.
Without paying $250.
Yeah.
Or
The
dying.
cheapest exploration you'll ever have. But thank you guys for listening. We love you guys. We're gonna be back next week, and we're gonna do Watergate on Thursday's episode. So stay handsome, stay gorgeous, and we will see you guys next Tuesday. Love you guys.